So I was watching the games over the past couple of days, and something still doesn't really add up to me with the fact that the Boston Celtics are one of the greatest teams ever assembled and just dominate the field all the time, yet they always struggle against the Detroit Pistons. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, the Celtics had a 25-point lead, choked it away, went down by 15, and then they came back and win the game. Like, it makes absolutely no sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because remember last year, the Celtics almost snapped the Pistons' losing streak.
Yeah.
But they won it in overtime.
Yeah.
Or they won it like late in regulation. But yeah, I just thought it was weird. Like, how does a team so bad play so well against the best? Makes absolutely no sense to me.
We have to remember also, like, the Pistons are bad, but they have guys that can compete with the Celtics, and maybe because the Celtics weren't trying as hard.
I mean, they were up 25, so they definitely tried.
Or they foot off the gas.
Yeah. Right.
And just said, we got this, and Pistons came back. Maybe they stepped off defense. Maybe they were not trying as hard on offense as well.
Right. Could be.
No, your Mac is out of breath, bro.
It's the cooling pad.
That's the cooling pad.
Oh.
My
cool pad makes no noise.
You have the ultra quiet cooling pad.
Yeah, bro. It's high tech.
I mean, Ivy had 26 in this game. Cade had 21 and 10.
Free my man Cade, bro. He's in the trenches.
Tobias Harris, I am on the same agenda. Putrid.
Okay.
Fontecchio had 11 points, and then Malik Beasley had 5 threes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. It's so weird. It makes no sense. How does the Pistons play so poorly against a team like the Wizards, yet they just dominate against the Celtics for like 20 minutes out of the 48?
It's definitely a psychological thing because it's Pistons going to there. We have nothing to lose. Let's just ball out.
Right.
The Celtics are like, all right, we have to win. And it's like more pressure. So it's definitely psychological.
I think this is a good sign of?
What?
Imagine later on in the decade when the Pistons make the playoffs and they play the Celtics in a series. I think Cade might go off in Boston. I think that might be his stomping ground. You never know.
Jaylen Brown had 24 points in this game, but he shot 6 of 24.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what happens when you lose,
June 24th from the field is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
He made 9 out of his 10 free throws, though.
Yeah, typically, like, whenever a star has a lot of points and not a lot of field goal attempts,
you lose.
You typically go to the line at least 12 times.
Yeah.
Just like remember when Embiid had 70? I think he had like 46 points without the free throw line. He went to the line a stupid amount of times.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the typical amounts will go to the line a bunch, like him. Yeah. Even Maxi's going to the line a lot. For like
Bro,
Giannis,
I love Maxi.
Dame.
Love Maxi. I'm telling you, he's insane.
He's very good. We saw him play in person when he was in college.
He's even better this year than he was last year.
Yeah. Well,
this
was
man
weird
is really good. He's legit.
When we went to that game in Kentucky, he was supposed to be a top 3 pick. He wound up going 21st.
Yeah, that Kentucky team was not the best.
Right.
And Quickly was there too. But Maxi was the guy that was like the big recruit. Right. But so far, we have 4 teams that are undefeated. So I think 2 of them we predicted. I think Boston and OKC.
Yeah, they're the 2 best teams in the league.
I guess Cleveland, But the shocking one is...
I don't believe in them.
The shocking one is your team, sir. The Lakers are 3-0, going for 4.
How's it my team?
They're nice.
Aren't you a fucking Lakers fan?
No, he's not. He used to be a Lakers fan.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm more of a
You're
Knicks,
on the JJ wagon.
I'm more of a Knicks fan.
Wagon.
I'm more of a Knicks fan than a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
All right.
I was only a Lakers fan when Russ was there, and that was bad years.
Yeah.
Right.
Bad years for us.
Traumatizing.
They all have perfect 3-0 starts.
Yeah, that's good. Congrats to the Lakers, not the Rakers.
The Rakers.
They look rejuvenated.
JJ Redick has a new type of offensive like philosophy to the Lakers, and you can tell the first few games.
Yeah.
Also,
they're bought in.
Vegas has come up with the hype because JJ's not a favorite to be head coach of the year.
Well, I'm not surprised.
He is now.
Oh, he is.
It's not a surprise because it's the Lakers. When the Lakers and Knicks are playing good, they're going to be favorites to do everything.
Right.
So it really shouldn't be a surprise considering it is the Lakers.
Right.
But
that always helps.
AD looks like
MVP candidate.
Kentucky AD.
Does he look like an MVP candidate?
New Orleans.
He did until Sabonis yammed on him in the second quarter.
No,
tell you Sabonis is nice, bro.
He looks physically fit.
That was the first time ever that AD has beaten DeMontis Sabonis in a game.
Ooh, I did not know that.
They came back down from like 20-something. LeBron put the team on his back and dropped a triple-double. So it's insane. But
You talking about the game, the most recent game?
yeah, against the Kings.
Yeah.
So
Round one off.
We'll talk more about the Lakers later on. But what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 29 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Cavino, and Giovanni Squiteri coming at you from the studio once again. Lads, how we doing?
We good.
Doing well. It's a busy Monday for New York sports and sports in general, but we're here.
All five leagues are actually playing on the same day today.
That's pretty cool.
So obviously you have NBA regular season, NHL regular season, Monday Night Football, and then the World Series is on, and the MLS playoffs is kicking off today. So
what a time.
What a time to be an American sports fan. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I guess, the Yankees are down 0-2 in the World Series. So that's fun.
For you.
For me, it is.
Yeah, and then I have the Giants play tonight, and I have to watch more bad football. At least we're not the Jets, though.
Yeah, I'm taking a break from the Jets.
At least
Jets,
we're not the Jets.
Is that the biggest disappointment in the NFL?
I feel like the Bengals are more disappointing than we
People
are.
had them going to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers healthy. The defense was supposed to be amazing. Devontae Adams is now there.
That's most people, but for me, I was just happy if we finished with a 500 record.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to losing.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think he had as much hope with the Jets team as he had with KD, Kyrie, and Harden.
I think we can all come to an agreement that if it weren't for injuries, the Nets would have been a dynasty. I mean, that team ran over the league.
And COVID.
Right. Yeah. A bunch of mitigating factors.
Right.
But that team was supposed to be good, and it was good.
And
This team, I didn't really believe much in this team. So for me, it was kind of a moot point. I was expecting the disappointment.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird that they shouldn't be 2-6.
Just a bad organization. That's what it shows to me. The talent is there. The coaching, I don't know, maybe it's there, maybe it's not, but the organization is just terrible.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
shows me.
kind of regret wanting Aaron Rodgers on my team. And it's like, yeah, we could have traded for Lamar Jackson, but he turns into Embiid in the playoffs, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Saying
So,
you don't
like,
want Aaron Rodgers.
My cousin would hate to hear that right now.
Saying you don't want Aaron Rodgers is crazy.
Look, hindsight's 20/20, but
We
like,
talk about Jameis Winston, man. What
Yes.
a
what
freaking
the
game.
hell?
Look,
First time he started since 2022.
I'm a huge believer of karma. And once Deshaun Watson stopped playing games, the Browns would flourish. And look what's happening.
And
No way they.
let's
That's just a
not-
one-off, though.
Let's not forget, Jameis was a former first-round pick,
Yeah.
first overall
Absolutely.
pick. He was that pick for a reason. Tampa didn't work out for obvious reasons with Brady coming, but put him in a spot where he gets the starting time and can actually be trusted, and he'll do things. That Browns team has a lot of talent. They did trade away Amari Cooper, but Jerry Judy,
I wouldn't say
Elijah Moore.
a lot of talent.
Well,
They have
Chubb is
talent.
back. Chubb is back.
Chubb is back.
And Joki's a good tight end. Their O-line is fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Judy's okay. Elijah Moore is okay. You know,
Jets
once Amari
legend
Cooper was-
Elijah Moore.
Yes, that they got his ass out of there for I don't know why.
He
but
requested a trade. There was no reason for us to keep him anymore. So,
it's unfortunate.
but it is what it is. But yeah, as far as the NBA goes, this is our first episode actually now recording during the regular season because we recorded ours last week before opening night. So we'll obviously talk a lot about the regular season. The first week, we're going to be overreacting to a bunch of teams. It's kind of the main gist of this episode. We have other things to talk about. We have a humongous lawsuit that went down last week that we're going to cover regarding the Los Angeles Clippers. We have a couple injuries that we need to go over, as well as another tier list. That's right, they're back. We were going to do this a few weeks ago, and then a couple weeks before that, and then a week before, and then we just kept pushing it off of doing NBA teams watchability. So now that we already have seen these teams for a week, we're going to get a little bit more of a sense to where we want to place them. And then, it's my turn this week for shower thoughts. So a pretty good action-packed episode. So the only question is, lads, are we ready to get tucked in and get ready, or not tucked in, get ready to tuck in and go?
Yeah.
Tucked into sleep.
Yeah, if you guys are on
Let's
YouTube,
go to sleep.
Let's go to sleep. But if you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're on audio platform, Spotify, give us 5 stars. Follow us, answer the polls. Follow us on the shows, on all the socials. English is hard. But I think we got everything out of the way. Ready to go into it.
Let's go.
All right, into the first segment, the first story. We're going to get a little bit more serious in this segment. We don't always, because obviously we try and be as, laid back and unserious as possible, but we have had to deal with some stuff like the Dejounte Porter's thing, and we've dealt with some players passing away, like Dikembe Mutombo most recently, Aaron Gordon's brother, stuff like that. This is along the same lines as Dejounte Porter in the sense of we have another lawsuit to go over, and this has some very serious implications, and it's surrounding the Los Angeles Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. And this kind of, what's the word? It kind of makes everything adds up from what we've been talking about the past few weeks. Where I said I don't think Kawhi's been healthy since 2021, and I said this maybe about a week-ish before everything came out. Well, Kawhi's personal trainer, his name is Randy Shelton, is the one filing the lawsuit on behalf of himself, Kawhi, and his team, stuff like that. And he witnessed Kawhi suffer multiple injuries and was forced to play through them. Now, obviously, athletes can play through injuries, but if you're not feeling well enough to play, then don't play, right? Teams usually don't put that kind of pressure on you. However, the Clippers made Kawhi play in these games. They also did not give him the appropriate amount of time to recover from his torn ACL he suffered in the 2021 playoffs against the Jazz, if you remember that. Mm-hmm. He also suffered what looked like a concussion at the end of the 2023 regular season. They also did not let him rest and made him play.
Oh, wow.
So they're basically putting him in these unsafe, more like high-risk situations to get re-injured again, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. During the 2023 playoffs against the Phoenix Suns, a lot of flagrant shit happened, and this is really what was the driving factor in this lawsuit filing. And this is basically, I'm just giving you all the TLDR. There's a humongous, like multi-page court document that I can link in the description if I can find it for you guys to link to, or at least I can put the tweet down there. But during the 2023 playoffs against the Los Angeles Clippers, when Russ was there, if you remember that, or not Russ, against the Phoenix Suns. This was when KD first got there. Alongside those concussions-like symptoms, he was forced to play in Game 1, and he was not feeling right. Obviously, he was removed from play after Game 1, was taken back to the locker room. A bunch of scans went down. That's when we found out about the torn meniscus, right? That was when he was ruled out for the entire series. He also had damaged cartilage in his torn ACL that he suffered back in 2021. However, the Clippers did not mention any of that and just said it was a knee sprain.
They didn't mention any of that to him or
You're supposed to make all injuries public. And they
publicly.
lied.
Okay.
And they lied. They were completely dishonest. They outright refused to do so. So after that season, Kawhi's personal trainer, Shelton, filed a complaint to the team. He filed multiple complaints. And what did the Clippers do? They fired him. So I'm sure they gave him a severance package to keep quiet, which obviously he didn't listen to, which I give him credit for not doing. But after he was fired, the Clippers then forced their hand and made Kawhi play in as many games as possible throughout the 2024 season. So what we saw last year from Kawhi, he was never healthy to begin with.
Yeah.
So look, and because Kawhi is like the main player on the Clippers, making him play would essentially buff up ticket sales.
Are they even allowed to force him to play? That's my question.
I don't think you are.
So then you can't say that he was forced to play. At the end of the day, it was up to him whether he was going to play or not. You can say he was heavily, heavily encouraged to play, but you can't say he was forced to play.
Right.
Maybe the Clippers took something
They probably-
contract-wise and hold it against him.
Okay.
Contract-wise, there could be a fine system, anything like that. So Kawhi played in as many games as he could in the 2024 season, but because of this, and because of this is why it's bad, because of the constant mileage, the constant bumps and bruises and everything like that, his knee was so swollen it completely broke down by the playoffs because he wasn't given the adequate time to rest. They would not let him load manage, and he was not able to play in the first round of the playoffs, and that's in part why they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. So, and because the Clippers want Kawhi on the floor, with Kawhi playing, more ticket sales, more butts and seats, more revenue, more profitability. And especially after Steve Ballmer just poured in billions of dollars for the Intuit Dome, it helps to have more revenue coming in. And really, I think that's kind of all they care about if you're really thinking about it, because they don't care about the well-being of Kawhi, of your star player. Mm-hmm. But from what we saw from Kawhi last year, though, even though he was hurt and he was aching and he was swollen beyond belief, still averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I mean, he was incredible last year. He shot 42% from 3.
Yeah.
So, massive kudos to Kawhi. I mean, with a 62% true shooting rate on 26% usage is very impressive.
Yeah.
But That's enough of me. I'll swing it over to you guys now that you guys kind of have the TLDR of this whole thing.
I don't know much about the story,
Yeah.
but when I was watching, because I was watching Clippers basketball because of Russ, of course, right? So when I'm watching Kawhi play, there was no, there's no noticeable like injuries that he had when he was playing. He seemed fully functional, mobility wise, everything was moving great. He wasn't wincing when getting in like a specific stance or anything like that. There was no noticeable swelling on his knees, at least not from the angle that I had while watching the
Who's to say
TV.
that he wasn't getting injections or shots to numb him in certain spots of pain
It's very possible.
for that amount of time?
It's very possible. And that's probably what he was doing. Because I don't know, if you have those types of injuries and you're playing a regular season with those types of injuries, you would absolutely need those injections, those shots to cover up for the pain, to lower the swelling and all that stuff. But man, if that's the case, if that's what he was doing and the Clippers were pressuring him into doing that, that could be a big lawsuit right there.
Yeah, because like I understand your point, but like your point prior of they can't really force him.
Yeah.
But like once they fired Shelton, that's when it got sketch. Because the fact that he filed a complaint that his client essentially was put in dangerous scenarios and dangerous situations that could lead him to even more serious injuries, and you let him go to keep quiet, that's bad. That can't be tolerated.
Okay, let me ask you this. As the Clippers organization, okay, so you go out and you get Kawhi Leonard. You pay him all this big-time money, right?
Yeah.
And now he doesn't play any games. What do you do?
I'll let you answer that first, Antoine. I want to know your thoughts.
Well, you see, if the Clippers looked at it from both sides, I think Steve Ballmer only saw it as Kawhi coming in, but didn't take into account the injury history and what he was getting into. So you can't
He
blame.
didn't really have much of an injury history, did he? It was like one significant injury.
He was just known for load managing.
Yeah.
Was he known for that?
Yeah, the Toronto year was great, of course, and then he got his money.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you knew there was some type of like, with the load managing and everything, and then once the big injury happened, it gets concerning. But you can't control what happens on the court on his injury wise, and then if they actually properly let him recover from the first injury, he would have been playing probably pretty good basketball up until now. But he also did tear his meniscus, like Tyler said, in the playoffs. So it's just the player you're bringing in, also knowing that he's getting a lot older. He's not like a fresh rookie draft pick. He is the greatest. He's not built like LeBron, unfortunately. But, it's kind of probably just who he is. Like, it's same thing with Embiid. It just happens to them. These guys are ridiculously tall and are humans, but are kind of, their body doesn't really tend to their height and their weight as much, and they're more capable to break down, hence why Embiid is a prime example of that. And Kawhi could also be another prime example from that, and also being played while being injured is not helping him recover at all. So it's kind of they put themselves in this mess with Kawhi. You can't really blame Kawhi for doing what he was supposed to be doing in his recovery.
So you're saying
trainer.
So you're saying the Clippers already knew what they were getting into, so they should have maybe either not have signed Kawhi or just expected that this was going to happen and they're going to have to deal with the consequences. That's what you're saying.
Well, when you're signing a player for that money, you're expecting him to be healthy all the time. So look at Lonzo Ball, for example, with the Bulls. They gave him as much time as he needed to recover from his traumatic injury.
Okay.
2 years, now he's finally back. They gave him big money. Not as big as Kawhi, but $80 million over 4 years. I think 5 years, $100 million. That's pretty decent money. Kawhi's getting a little more, but they never rushed him back. That's how you do it. 2 years, 2 seasons is a long time for the Bulls. And it's a prime player as well that you want back on the court. So, now Lonzo's back at his own his own time, and was actually able to do what he needed to get done in those 2 years to come back to the court fully healthy to play, to make an impact. I don't think they let Kawhi get to that point where he could make an impact.
Right.
More than he already was doing.
Right. Okay,
I think this is where it's different situations because there wasn't as much pressure on Lonzo because the Bulls were not good. The Clippers were in contending status. Like they were a lot of people's picks to go to the finals last year, and he picked them to win it all last year. So
I'm biased though. So
well, even still, I mean, it was a viable option. I mean, the Clippers were good enough. Here's my problem. It's not necessarily signing Kawhi because, I mean, he was fresh off his second finals MVP. You signed Kawhi. You give him a blank check.
Yeah.
Who cares? The problem is what you did 5 days later when you gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 5 first-round picks for Paul George.
Yes.
That's the issue because Paul George himself also has massive injury concerns, let alone the broken leg from 10 years ago. But, you know, he missed a lot of time. He had the wrist injury that kept him out for like 3 months. He had like a bunch of like knee hyperextensions and like shoulder injuries and whatever. That's the problem. Don't blame Kawhi because the rest of your roster is top heavy and injury prone. You need to surround Kawhi with depth. Now, I don't think SGA would be this good if he was still with the Clippers, but it would have been a much more surefire option giving him a developing guard or at least someone else, right? You don't give up your whole future like that. Where now, if you're the Clippers, you swap with OKC this year in that trade, where if the Clippers fail, like if they wind up in the lottery, they can give OKC potentially Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey or whoever. So, and we've seen in the past, ever since the Donald Sterling days, the Clippers have not been the smartest when it comes to operations. Like we saw this past offseason, they just let Paul George walk for nothing, right? They make these decisions where they're extremely questionable, and as a result, they try and overcompensate with stupid shit, just like with Kawhi, because they can't trust the rest of their roster because they made a mistake. They take all their anger out on Kawhi, like play as many games as you can, or else. That's kind of what they're telling him. So, to me, I think it's a personnel issue. I think Steve Ballmer, I think he's a phenomenal owner, but I don't think he's hired the right people. I think he's done well to grow the Clippers brand. I think the arena is beautiful, but I think the Clippers need to figure out the problem within, the problem in-house, because that seems to be the issue. I think Lawrence Frank needs to go. I think they need to get in a new president of basketball ops. Not sure who exactly, but someone that's proven and someone that deserves the opportunity to kind of lift this team up, because I don't like the trend the Clippers are going in right now. I know they started off the season very well, but you know, honeymoon phases are real. The Nets started off like 13-6 last year. The Jazz started out 28-3 like 2 years ago, and then fell all the way back down in the standings. Like teams have these early season surges, so it really doesn't faze me much. But yeah, I think this lawsuit is a very concerning thing to see. Especially now that Kawhi's just signed an extension too.
Wow. That surprises me most, that he went out and signed an extension with the Clippers. That's pretty surprising.
And it's
because if he was being mistreated, you would expect him to go elsewhere.
I don't know.
Right?
Money talks.
Kawhi typically is not the kind of person to stand up for himself like that. At least it doesn't seem like it.
He definitely is. He's just not outspoken.
I also don't know what team would have given him that money because he hadn't played in a while, you know, because he missed the entire playoffs. This is the second or third year in a row. So with the new CBA, it's not a risk anyone wants to take unless the current team he's on. So
and then when Steve Ballmer is more happy to talk about his stadium his arena for the coming season more than his team, it's a problem. You know, you're
that's huge though.
It is
humongous.
It is.
You've been in the
huge.
Lakers' shadow your entire existence. Like this,
it
is
is
big.
huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Like how often do you have like a new arena you're gonna play in? You know.
Yeah, but you want a good team to go right away into that arena, and it wasn't.
I find it crazy how both LA teams did not start off in LA. Just thought of that. Isn't that crazy?
Where did Lakers?
Makes sense.
The Lakers started off in Minneapolis, and the Clippers were in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, random little tidbit.
That is random.
I don't know why. That was the most random thing I thought of.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any closing thoughts, Gio, regarding this whole thing?
I mean, I need to look more into this situation. I really want to understand the history of this whole situation so I can understand where we're at today. I'm big on history, so I want to do more in-depth
research.
There's a lot
research.
of there's articles on it, and there'll be more coming out soon.
sure.
Probably.
You can even find you can find most of the documents on Twitter.
Yeah, I might do that.
So
Yeah.
We obviously wish Kawhi the best. Hopefully he can get back on the court sooner rather than later, or if at all this season. Hopefully he can get back there. We'll see. I think they're going to reevaluate him in like a month or so. But yeah, any final thoughts from you lads before we move on to the next segment?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, into the next segment, the next story. We already have some injuries. Surprise, surprise, the NBA has become just one big treatment center, I guess, at this point. We got 3 of them today we're going to talk about. And I guess we'll just dive into the first one. It's the most serious of the bunch. James Wiseman. So we recorded our shorts last Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
when he went down in the first game.
Yeah, so while we were recording shorts, we were kind of just keeping tabs on everything. We saw James Wiseman go down with a non-contact injury. Anytime a non-contact injury is mentioned,
Scary.
you're typically out for a very long time.
Those are the scariest ones.
Those are the scariest ones. They did X-rays and everything afterwards. All came back negative. They suspected a calf strain. Unfortunately, it was a torn left Achilles tendon. So he will most likely miss the
left Achilles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of forgot your left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying.
So yeah, he will presumably miss the entirety of the 2025 season. Just played 4 measly minutes in the NBA this year.
And looked really good.
He was looking good. I mean,
How old is he?
like 20 something.
He's young.
I don't know. How old he is.
I can look
That's
it up.
surprising to have
Yeah.
a torn Achilles that young.
Yeah.
You expect that later on.
I
in
mean,
your
he's
career.
had a bunch of injuries already. He already tore his meniscus. He's had a bunch of left lower leg problems. So the Achilles probably is not as strong as it should be.
He's
That's a shame.
But-
he's 23.
Damn,
my age, bro.
that's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we all saw his struggles in Golden State, went to Detroit, played better, and now found a home here in Indiana. Just not really, the way you want to start off that tenure. He signed a 2-year deal, so he's protected under contract at least, and he will come back next season. He did have surgery on Friday. It went well, and also took to YouTube to thank everyone for the love and support. Said he's in good spirits and ready to get back on the court.
Good.
So
Yeah.
any thoughts regarding Mr. Wiseman?
Yeah, I mean, going there, he was taking up the new backup center spot because Jalen Smith moved on to Chicago. And, former lottery pick. And they had a lot of promise for him. I was thinking it was between him and Isaiah Jackson. Now it's going to be Isaiah Jackson getting the bulk of the minutes now. But Wiseman looked really good. And, he was given a lot of he got a good amount of money as well for a backup center. So
What was he getting,
2 years, 10 mil, 5
10
years.
nice.
He's
five-
making
5
just
mil.
over the vet min.
Yeah. And he looked good in the first game, but just unfortunate, But he'll come back and he'll ride out the last year of his deal, and then it's not a major loss for the Pacers, but you want depth, and he gave depth at the center position besides Miles Turner. They could bring someone in the deadline; it shouldn't be an issue for them. But just a young guy that's gonna come back. We want to see him live up to the lottery pick status because also he was a top recruit at Memphis, was supposed to be number 1 in that draft class and didn't go, went 2. But he's highly touted. He's a lot of good potential, and he's young, so he'll come back.
Oh, man. It's just a shame. Because a lot of times what happens when you get one injury, it leads to another injury somewhere else in the body, and then that other injury leads to another injury somewhere else in the body.
The total domino effect.
And it really is a domino effect. But you see certain players, they get injured, and then they're better than they ever were. And then you see certain players, they get injured, and then it just leads, like I said, to that domino effect that, you just keep going on the decline into injury rabbit hole, which is terrible. But
yeah. I mean, Continue.
I think what it is certain players are super motivated and they work extra hard when they're injured to rehab not only their injured spot area, but every single muscle surrounding that area. So then they come back and they're better than they were before because all the muscles are stronger than they were before. The tendons, the ligaments, everything's stronger. That leads them to become better and have no injuries after. Certain players maybe aren't as motivated, and that leads them to, rehabbing that area. They're good to go, but now the other areas of their body that were affected because they were out for so long, not playing basketball for so long, now they're weakened. And I think it has to do with the rehab process. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not judging whether he was taking it seriously or not, but I'm saying that could have something to do with why you're seeing, like, he had an injured knee and now it led to a weak Achilles, and now he has a torn Achilles.
Right.
That could be the case, but
No, it's a good point. I think it's all a domino effect, especially too. on it's both physical and mental to the point
Yeah.
where like you're almost nervous to work out your leg because you don't want to re-injure yourself. But when you injure your knee, you're off your knee for months.
Yep.
Like he had surgery, he was out for the season, so he was off that Achilles probably for a while. But yeah, it's super unfortunate. We do wish the absolute best to James Wiseman. We'll hopefully see him back next season. But yeah, as far as prophecies goes, the last time James Wiseman missed an entire season, his team won the championship. So,
oh man, you're such a Pacers stan.
You mean the team that lost to the Knicks and Hallie dropped 0 points in that game? Sure.
Wait, what?
yeah, Hallie was like
Hallie
0
had
of 8.
Hallie had a
He had
donut.
no points.
He had a
No
big fat
points.
donut.
I didn't even
the
realize
Knicks.
that.
Yep,
That's
but
bad.
when we think about it, who won the meaningful game? It was the Pacers in Game 7. So, yeah. Any final thoughts regarding James Wiseman before we move into the next one?
No, they're not winning now.
Okay, we'll see. Well, we will see.
Wiseman's a big loss. They're not winning.
Okay.
Isaiah Jackson will step
The
up.
center depth
I
on the
believe him.
Pacers is still better than the Knicks.
Yes,
So-
that is arguably correct.
So there we go.
No,
but
it's not arguable.
It's not
No,
arguable. It's
it's-
definite. It's
yeah.
the facts. Yeah. So
Arguably correct.
let's move into the next one. This one's super unfortunate. I feel really bad for this one. It's Dejounte Murray. Obviously made his Pelicans debut on either Wednesday or Thursday. Played 30 minutes, played well, and broke his hand.
Yep.
So he broke, I think it was the 4th metacarpal in his left hand. I don't remember which one it is.
Okay.
But he did have surgery. Also did take to social media that his hand is good and he's feeling good. He's in good spirits. So we wish Dejounte all the best. But look, this was supposed to be a really good fit for the Pelicans, right? You take CJ McCollum off the ball, and he just is a pure playmaker and just makes the lives easier for everyone else. They're not going to have that for at least he's out indefinitely. But
said 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to reevaluate him in 4 to 6 weeks, which means he'll miss more time. So when they reevaluate him, they'll determine whether he needs more rehab time or once he's cleared, he'll start working out and ramping up again. So yeah, super unfortunate for Dejounte Murray. I'm curious to see now how the Pelicans function without him.
Yeah.
This is why I predicted the Pelicans to go into the play-in. So let's go to the man who predicted them to finish in the playoffs. Gio, your thoughts regarding this for Dejounte and for the Pelicans?
Well, obviously, this injury affects their standing on where I thought they were going to be by the end of the season.
It's also his non-shooting hand, by the way.
Non-shooting hand?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's still going to be missing 8 weeks plus, probably.
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely. So, obviously, wish him the best. Speedy recovery. Full recovery, very important. Not a Kawhi recovery. We want a full recovery.
A complete recovery.
A complete recovery.
Yeah, an efficient recovery.
Exactly. And then hopefully he can get back and hopefully find their rhythm quick enough. But by the time they enter the playoffs, they're ready to go. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
What you, Antoine?
Yeah, I mean, now CJ was happy in his first game, getting back to shooting guard, sees that, and his worst nightmare comes to life because they do have a decent backup point guard, Jose Alvarado. I don't think he's starting, though.
They could
I could be
start
wrong.
Jordan Hawkins in some form.
They
as
have
well.
been starting. He's been dropping 20-plus.
He is a shooter. I mean,
He's been dropping
the
20-plus in the first 3 games.
The first UConn
He's
championship, he was lights out. He was insane.
Yeah.
So
He's
I
legit.
mean,
Okay.
that's good for him. He gets the more playing time. I also knew he was going to have a more increased role off the bench this year because he was going to be there with Herb Jones moving into the lineup now because they have no center.
I still can't take that
Yves
seriously.
Missi has been looking decent. Daniel Tice, I think, stepped in last game. But now you're kind of thin on guards. You're throwing in Hawkins a lot more with Alvarado and CJ. Trey Murphy's not a guard. He's a forward.
he's a forward, yes.
Yeah, so
He can play the guard,
Shooting guard.
but like he's
yeah,
not.
so you have those 3 considerable guards. I don't know who else.
Dennis Smith Jr. is still a free agent. He will
there are
suffice
free
for the
agents.
time being of just playmaking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give Bro an opportunity. What's the worst that could happen?
they
You waive
still-
him?
I guess.
Yeah, by midseason, yeah. They still have a pretty good team. DeJounte's a big loss, but their team is still really good besides their centers. But who knows? They could low-key try to flip BI relatively soon, depending on what trade I want to go and get a guard that could help or a forward or even a center for them.
Yeah, they could use one. They'll trade for a center in February.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he'll be out first. He'll be back. That's the plus because he'll be back for the considerable second half of the season, maybe before All-Star break, and then when the playoff push gets going, you have him back.
I think he'll be back a little before then. I think he'll be back by like the end of December, early January.
Perfect.
So
even better.
Yeah, I think that'll be the perfect situation for him. Any final thoughts regarding Mr. Dejounte Murray?
No, sir.
All right. Let's get into the final one. We were only supposed to talk about these two, but someone got hurt last night. And it is the greatest shooter God ever created, Steph Curry. Rolled his ankle twice in their game yesterday against Los Angeles Clippers.
Steph.
And yeah, basically he tweaked it earlier in the game, was able to kind of play through. You know, he tie your shoes a little bit tighter. But he was, I don't remember, I think they had the ball. And Batum was guarding him. Steph Curry stepped the wrong way and rolled his ankle right on the floor. X-rays were negative, so nothing broken or anything. However, the scans did reveal that the sprain is pretty moderate. So it's anywhere from like moderate to sort of a high ankle sprain. They're bracing for time without him. He's expected to miss several games over the next few weeks.
Good.
What?
No, I mean, no, I'm not good.
Yeah,
like,
good.
he needs to rest. Give him time.
What
like,
the
don't
hell?
You think I'm wishing injury
Well,
on
we
Steph Curry?
you don't like Steph, so
Look, I don't like Steph.
Curry
That
hater.
doesn't mean I want him to be injured.
Yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is
Yeah.
it's good that they are going to keep him out, making sure he gets fully healthy again before they bring him back in. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay, guys. Resume.
He cleared his name like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But yeah, it really sucks too because I really have loved the way the Warriors have opened the season, and now without Steph, I really think it's going to hurt them a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Because he almost had a triple double in his first game, and he's been really like taking on a more playmaking role. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
So without Steph now,
He's trying to be like Russ.
what is okay? Without Steph now, what does this mean for the Warriors? So are you, Anton?
You know, this means Pods minutes to see what you get from Pod because Pods hasn't been starting.
He hasn't been playing well at all, to be fair.
So if you incorporate him in there now, also this means possible Buddy Hield minutes. I know D'Anthony Melton's out for tonight as well.
Buddy Hield's been starting. So
he has been starting. Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
He's basically going to get replaced by either Pods or Moody. They're the only other 2-point guards.
Yeah,
on the
Moody
roster.
looks good too, but yeah, it's tough. It's the age catching up to Steph. You know, he's not young anymore.
I mean, he's always had ankle injuries.
It's
throughout his entire
because
career.
of the Under Armour deal.
Yeah.
yeah,
Whoever's bright idea was for that,
he'll
sued.
be back. They started off good. They have depth, but not a considerable amount after like Moody. Tyler said Moody they just re-signed. Of course,
I actually disagree. I think they have adequate depth. think
who's after
they have-
Steph and Melton point guard wise?
They have Moses Moody.
Moody.
He's a point guard. Or
Pods.
shooting
He could play
guard?
both.
Yeah, shooting guard.
Pods could do both as
Yeah,
well.
Pods can do
and
both.
they even have even Buddy Hield starting, obviously.
Yeah.
They still have a
Kyle
humongous stacked
Anderson.
bench. Kyle Anderson. They don't even start Kevon Looney still. I think they're
Yeah.
still starting Draymond at the 5.
They have depth.
No,
yeah.
Trace Jackson Davis.
Oh,
has been
Trace
starting.
Jackson Davis, yeah.
He's been
So
starting.
they have adequate depth. It's just they're not really
Good.
collectively that good of a team.
Yeah.
They're just not good.
Yeah.
No, they're all right.
They're all right. I mean, their strength of schedule to start the season hasn't been great.
Right.
But, we'll see what happens when they go up against like a big dog.
Yeah.
So, but any thoughts on you regarding the Warriors and regarding Steph?
They're going to lose a few games. That's what I think. They just don't have that star power without Steph, of course. They got, like we said, they have depth. They're okay, but they need that star talent, and Steph is out, so they're just going to lose a few games, go in a little slump. When Steph comes back, they'll be okay. That's
Yeah.
Do you think they'll make the play-in or playoffs if he comes back? Or when he
Like
comes
I
back?
said before, they're going to miss the play-in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they are. I had them, I think, bottom barrel.
You had
like
them.
10.
We all had them in 11th.
Oh, I had them at 11?
You tried to switch up for
I
crazy.
haven't
It's been
to
a
play
week.
in.
It's
I
been
don't
1
remember.
week.
Wait, did I have them at
We all had
We had them at
11.
11. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had them at 11. Yeah, we had them just.
I think they
spot
could
on.
easily get into the play-in
Yeah.
based on how certain teams are playing.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It's all the injuries we have to cover, at least for now. Hopefully, knock on wood, no more happen, even though it's inevitable.
Yes.
But
It's the NBA. My guy that I work with, who is a PT, he says the people who come in with the most injuries are basketball players. Not football, not soccer, not baseball. It's basketball. So
Because no one wears anything to protect themselves. It's just compression.
yeah.
You rarely see
And
ankle
it's
braces
and
or
it's
elbow
not
guards.
the non-contact injuries that are most lethal in terms of how much time you're going to miss and all that stuff. So
Because anything from a torn ACL to a torn Achilles to a
Yes.
Lisfranc to a broken leg, you're gone.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts regarding this segment before we move into the tier list?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, into the next segment, lads. The tier lists are back. Let's go. We haven't done one of these in a while. If you want to check out some of the other ones, they're all in the playlist description will be in the description. You could check out our previous episodes. We are going to be doing the Lance tier list in a few weeks, comparing his City Edition jerseys to all the current ones once they're all released. So just letting you all know, we're going to have a couple weeks of tier lists, so you're in for a treat. So we're going to start off with the first one of the 2024-25 NBA season. This should have been something we did a few weeks ago. We just didn't really have the time to do it in these episodes. So today's the perfect day to do it. We're going to rank these teams based on their watchability. So this has nothing to do with their record, nothing to do with their championship aspirations. This is just how fun they are to watch on the floor. How much enjoyability we are enduring watching these teams. Almost like whose league pass team is this, stuff like that. So obviously, we have a different, more of a skewed rating now that the season started. We've seen these teams play. So yeah, lads, any sort of questions, comments, concerns before we kind of dive right in?
I have a question. Is the how good the team is that going to affect their watchability?
I guess, but like if a team is like as long as you enjoy watching them.
It's just if you enjoy watching that team.
Correct.
Got it.
Record can play into it. It's part of the criteria. We're going to do this concurrently, so all three of us need to form some sort of an average / agreement on these.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're ready to dive right in.
Yeah.
All right, so on the screen right now, you'll be able to see the tier list. So we have 5 tiers for you. We have Get the Popcorn for the teams that's the most fun to watch. Good Watch, very self-explanatory, no explanation needed for it. Vanilla AF, this is just the most boring but not, rip my eyes out bad. We have changed the channel, again, pretty self-explanatory. And then Watch Paint Dry because, I'll be honest, lads, some of these teams I'd rather be watching paint dry. So beige to be exact. But yeah, are we ready to dive right in to team number 1?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to do the same order as the previous few tier lists. We have 30 instead of 32. So we're going to start off with the defending Western Conference champions, the Dallas Mavericks. So what do we think? There's Luka, Magic, Kyrie, Klay Thompson now.
Klay's been doing well.
He's looked rejuvenated completely.
Yeah.
I'll put in must watch.
Or yeah.
I think must watch.
Good watch. Good watch.
I would say
good watch.
Good watch.
Yes,
yeah.
good watch.
I think good watch. I think this is a team where it's Luka. I wouldn't say that the Mavs are always the most fun to watch, considering Luka does complain from time to time, and sometimes you're going to get an 0 of 10 night from KD or from Klay. You're going to get an off night or 2 from Kai. So I think that's the only reason it's not in Get the Popcorn.
Yeah.
I think for me, this is a must watch, and it's only because
Good watch.
Kyrie Irving, or good watch.
Yeah.
It's only because Kyrie Irving
As
is on the team.
Stephen A. Smith would say, he's box office.
He's
box office. So, we walk through the turnstiles to see that play.
No, literally. That's the only reason.
So I think we're going to put the Mavs in good watch, and that's what it averages out to.
Yeah.
That hurt my throat doing Stephen A. Smith impression.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. So, all right, there you go. The Mavs fall under good watch. Moving into team number 2, we have the team they swept, or almost swept, in the Western Conference Finals, the Minnesota Timberwolves. No more Cat, now Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo. What do we think of this team surrounded by Anthony Edwards?
I'm saying get the popcorn.
Ooh.
I think Anthony Edwards is box office.
Okay.
Like big time. Like I think he's an ascending superstar. So I think he's must watch for sure.
Can I make a counterpoint?
Go for it.
Julius Randle.
Yeah, this man has been playing outstanding this year.
Yeah.
Have you been watching?
What about the bad games?
Where?
In opening day, he was not very good. Opening night, I think he had like 16 points on like
That's
5
pretty
of
good.
18 shooting.
Okay. Not that good.
So,
Yeah.
So every other game he's been going off.
right. I think this team's a little less fun to watch without Cat. So I would put them in good watch. I think they're just as entertaining as Dallas.
Okay.
I was gonna do good watch too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think without with Ant and Kyrie, right, and Luca, they're all kind of box office, but like everyone else surrounding them's not as box office. So I think that's the only reason for me putting them there. So if you put them in Get the Popcorn, it's going to
Good
average
watch.
out into Good Watch.
Yeah.
Now, I say that only because whenever Anthony Edwards is playing, there's always some controversy on the court.
Right.
He brings that extra fire, I feel like, to the game, and he also brings those crazy highlights, whether it's a crossover, dunk on somebody, or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, that you want to see that, and I think Edwards brings both of that.
That's fair.
Both factors.
I think it's also just important to rank these teams based off of the full roster rather than just one singular player.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what the NBA's sort of become. It's become that one-player league.
I don't know, man.
You love this player, now you're a fan of that entire team.
Having a
right?
complete team is what wins you a championship. So if
for
the full
sure.
team's fun to watch, then you're kind of vibing.
For sure.
All right, so let me write these down actually, so I don't forget where to put them. So we have good watch for the Mavs. We have good watch for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Moving into team number 3, we move off to the West Coast. We have the Portland Trailblazers. What do we think
This-
of them?
Change the channel.
I think that might be generous. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm watching paint dry, bro.
No, they have so many young players. That's somewhat decent to watch.
You just like Denny Advia, bro.
No, I who else?
Do you really want to watch Maximus Ayton like dominating? Like
I'm good.
I'm okay personally.
I'll keep it in. Change the channel.
All right. I'm gonna put them in watch paint dry.
Paint dry.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
that's fine.
I know I'm wearing Blazers colors. I know I have affiliation with the Blazers, but this year I'm sorry. Look, everyone that works for the Blazers are gonna get a nice long summer. So I guess,
For now.
you take what you can get.
Yeah.
Right.
So this will average out into watch paint dry.
All right.
So three teams in, we already have one bottom of the barrel as you can get. And not really surprising. They're going to be probably the worst team in the NBA by some margin this
Yeah.
year. So, I mean, I think there's a solid gap between them and the rest of the West.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, all right. Moving into team number 4, we have the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby
Ooh.
Central.
is
Chris
interesting.
Paul and Victor Wembanyama.
I will say when Wemby is healthy, good watch. But when not healthy, definitely changing the channel.
I mean, he's always been healthy, so
Yeah. Is it vanilla?
No, I say good watch.
Good watch?
yeah.
Simply because of Wemby.
Simply,
Yeah.
Like in all actuality, right? With just Wemby last year, the Spurs were vanilla. With Chris Paul lobbing it up to Wemby, this becomes good watch. Without Wemby, this team is even lower than the Blazers.
Right.
So I will put this in good watch.
Yeah.
agree.
I'm okay with that.
So
Just think about it. Like any team he matches up against, you'd be like, "Oh, how's Wemby going to play against this guy or this guy or this guy?"
Yeah.
Like you want to watch that.
Wemby
Watch.
himself is get the popcorn, but
Yeah.
Yes.
it's unfortunate the rest of his team is watch paint dry.
Right.
So
Once they get considerably better, then it'll be get the popcorn.
hopefully that's sooner rather than later,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
have my doubts. But we'll put the Spurs in good watch. All right. Moving on to team number 5, we have the defending NBA champions, the Boston Celtics.
Oh, get the popcorn.
Yeah, I am sprinting for the popcorn,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you're sprinting.
I mean, you've seen already the first 3 games. They just pour it on from behind the arc. They're active defensively. Joe Mazzulla has these boys hooping.
Doesn't that make it boring though?
No.
Because you expect a nice blowout win every time.
There's 2 ways to have a blowout win. There's you just score, whereas you drive in for a layup, then on the other end they miss, you go back, do the same thing. It's like watching a college basketball game. The Celtics will get like a ridiculous block on one end and then slam it down on the other end, or they'll just make a barrage of like 10 straight threes.
Yeah,
They're a fun team, man.
they are a fun team
It's
to watch.
it's admirable basketball.
Yeah,
At its
So
best.
much
Good
so
ball.
that you have a Nets and Knicks fan that should hate Boston, but we just can't.
yeah.
Like,
I
I
agree with
respect
you
the
guys.
hell out of Boston.
Get the popcorn.
Get the popcorn. All right, get the popcorn goes the Boston Celtics. We have our first team up in the top tier. Shouldn't really be a surprise. I'm sure a lot of you guys would put them there unless you are a salty Knicks or Sixers fan or Lakers fan that really has no dog in this fight, but
Yeah.
kind of is what it is. So there we go. Moving on to team number 6. We head down south to the Orlando Magic.
Interesting.
Good watch.
I'm torn with them
Paolo.
They play really well, but when they're off, they are putrid to watch.
Like this season so far.
Like, yeah, we've seen them play good. And we've also seen them shoot 12% from three as a team, just kind of over the past few years.
Yeah.
But they are fun. So I'm really struggling trying to find a place for them on this tier list. So I need to know where you guys want to place them first.
I think because Paolo, good watch.
Just because of
Easily.
Paolo?
Yeah, I mean,
Who else?
well, Franz as well. I think Jalen's pretty good for watchability. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, it's been a rough start.
Yeah.
This team's vanilla to me.
I would put this team in vanilla.
For watchability, this team's vanilla.
That's fine.
If we're doing this as social media admins, this is Get the Popcorn, because every time they win, I just want to hear the song. So I think it's, since you guys put them in,
I put in good watch.
good watch, you put them in vanilla.
Both vanilla.
Yeah, I think Paulo alone saves this team from Change the Channel. I think I will put them in vanilla, just for the sake of balancing this tier list out a bit. I don't want to have too many in good watch.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
I think we're going to put them there. I just realized I spelled good watch wrong, so let me fix that real quick before we move on to the next team. There we go. So vanilla AF goes the Orlando Magic. Moving on to team number 7, we have one of Antoine's personal favorites, the Memphis Grizzlies. So this is Ja, this is Bane, this is Triple J, new and improved Zach Edey, who's starting to catch lobs like he's a stretch 4. What do we see?
It's a good watch. It's not good. It's not good. The popcorn yet. Once Jaw's clicking on all cylinders.
That could be very soon, though.
Yeah.
And this,
this
you
is
could
a
also
good watch.
project this.
Huh?
You could also project this. This could be for later on in the season.
If you're saying that, then get the popcorn. For later on the season.
This is a good watch.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. This goes in good watch. I think I just can't trust this team's health. And when they're injured, they're not going to be fun to watch.
I always knew they were a good watch.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I always knew they were a good
I always
watch.
knew. No,
You
yeah,
always
Ja,
knew.
Ja alone gets them there. Without Ja, this team would be. I might change the channel on this team.
You're watching Marcus Smart handle the ball.
Yeah, I'm changing the channel on this team. So Ja alone, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good watch. So that is fine where they go. Moving on to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving on to team number 8. Let's light the beam, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Sacktown for the Sacramento Kings. How do we feel about this Kings team? I feel like they're very polarizing throughout the NBA community.
If I'm being honest, I'm putting it in vanilla.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think about the players they got on that team, man. Look, the fastest player in the league in De'Aaron Fox.
I think it's vanilla.
They have Malik Monk, the player that he played with in college, who was also super athletic and also a 6th Man of the Year candidate. Now they have DeMar DeRozan, who's a mid-range maestro, now becoming a 3-point sniper. Then they have Domantas Sabonis, one of the best big men in the league, and you're
One of-
putting them in
you
vanilla.
One of the best is great.
You know?
No, he is though,
He's up
he
there.
is.
Okay.
When you-
And,
when-
and
when-
you're
when-
forgetting Keegan Murray.
And Keegan Murray,
Three
who's on the
round
rise.
sniper.
When you put it like that, it's still vanilla.
Okay,
you know,
I'm
fair
putting it in
enough.
Go Watch. I think those guys are a great team together. None of them are all like that superstar guy,
Yeah.
but they're all very good.
I want to see them when the light the beam was everywhere. Then it's going to be get the pop.
So are you saying this team lost aura losing Harrison Barnes?
No, I just think they need to get the aura back where all the where everyone was talking about.
That was when Harrison Barnes was on the
Sure, if
roster.
it's Harrison Barnes, then sure.
Look, this is one of my league pass teams. I would put this in Get the Popcorn.
Really?
I love watching the Kings play basketball.
I like it.
So this will average out to good watch. So we have another good watch on our list. So yeah, that's essentially kind of where we're at currently. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in good watch. We have
Wow.
1 in vanilla. We have 1 in Get the Popcorn, and we have 1 in Watch Paint Dry.
That's not bad.
So not horrible. But we'll
Most
see what
teams are
happens
going to be
moving
in Good
forward.
Watch because we're NBA fans. Let's be real.
Right, yeah, and a lot of these teams are good.
Exactly.
So moving on to the next team, we have the Miami Heat.
vanilla.
This might be change the channel for me.
Yeah, you know what? I agree.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with either one.
Now, why do you say that?
Because this team does not take the regular season
Exactly.
seriously.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but they're not Watch Paint Dry because they're not the Portland Trailblazers.
Right. Like they still have Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo,
Bam,
and
Hero.
Tyler Hero. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this team, I would say when they're on is vanilla,
Yeah.
but they're not always on. So I think we go I think
Yeah,
we go change
That's
the channel
perfectly
here.
fine.
So
Agreed.
change the channel goes the Miami Heat. Very quick one, a very simple one, not too shabby that. Moving on to the next team, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. Now this team definitely have been docked a bunch of points for ruining our tank yesterday. So yeah,
I don't really enjoy watching the Bucks.
I never have, to be fair.
I
I
would-
know I'm insanely biased saying
I-
that, but I hate watching that team play.
I don't want to. I actually would change the channel. if I'm
Really?
being honest.
Wow.
Yeah,
With
I-
Giannis
but-
and Dame.
New York sports do not like the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I
we just
really don't care. If Dame was still in Portland, it's a different story. But Milwaukee Dame is just meh.
He's nice though.
Yeah, but
He's nice, yeah, but
no, I'm changing.
I
the
just
channel.
still have hatred towards that franchise.
Yeah, I'm changing.
So you're
it.
ultra biased,
Yes, of course I am.
and then
Me,
you,
I just don't like. The
you
Bucks.
just don't care to see them.
No,
Okay.
they don't really move the needle for me.
you want to
I
watch?
think I almost agree with that.
You want to watch a team coached by Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham?
Actually,
No.
yeah, I do. I do.
That's crazy.
Doc
Actually,
should be
yeah.
out of the NBA coaching by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm changing the channel.
You're changing. What about you?
Change the channel.
Changing. I'm putting in a good watch.
So you,
That means it's going to average out
vanilla.
to vanilla. Okay, you
You're
know what?
no watch paint dry. We're putting in watch paint dry. Fuck this.
I'm okay with it in vanilla because
No,
they,
yeah,
are a
vanilla's
boring
fine.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you talk to a Bucks fan.
Yes.
What do you expect from me? As someone who lost in the way we lost to the Bucks and I'm a Jokic fan, come on,
Right.
I got to be against the Bucks.
Yeah.
I get it.
know.
I get it.
And he's a
No.
Knicks fan. We don't like Milwaukee.
No.
So sorry, Bucks fans. We love you all, but yeah, you're going in vanilla. All right. Moving on to the next team. We have an up and coming one. It's the Houston Rockets. And we'll start with you, Gio, because I know you picked Ime Udoka to win Coach of the Year. What do we think of just their product on the floor?
I'd say this is get the popcorn.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
That is crazy, right? But look, listen, they have all-star talent in Jalen Green. They have upcoming players that we expect to be very good
Yep.
in Reed Shepherd. And I feel like just that alone gets them to like, okay, you have to watch this game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have to see how good is Reed Shepherd. We have to see. Or how good is Jalen Green? Is he what we think he's going to be? You know what I
Right.
mean? So this is like, okay, we have to see it no matter who they're playing against. Let's see how they perform. So
For me, I'm a little perplexed with Houston because they definitely are on the rise of fun and watchability.
Yeah.
It's just hard because they're very inconsistent. And trying to watch Dylan Brooks play for 48 minutes is a task in itself.
no, it's fun. Are you kidding?
Hey,
Dylan Brooks brings that
you know-
extra feistiness, the extra.
You know what this is? Get the paint can.
Come
the
on,
paint
Dylan
can.
Brooks is great for like
No, I hate
for
watching him.
publicity. Are you kidding me?
No.
He's
Negative
definitely-
publicity
he's definitely
is
good for negative
publicity,
publicity.
right?
I don't enjoy watching Houston as much as everyone does. So
I'm gonna-
for me, I'm putting this in vanilla.
In
personally.
vanilla.
Vanilla for wow. okay.
Vanilla.
So this is a good watch then. This is what's
Okay.
going to average out to.
Vanilla.
So
Fair enough.
we're just ultra stacking this tier.
Yeah.
So not too shabby regarding that. Moving on to the next team. We go to one of Antoine's favorite players' teams. It's the New Orleans Pelicans. So what do we think about New Orleans? This is an interesting one. It's tough to call.
Ooh, with Zion, get the popcorn. I'm putting get the popcorn.
Get the popcorn,
Yeah,
okay?
with Zion, yes, get the popcorn.
I think
This is rough.
when the Pelicans are healthy, I mean, this team could be really enjoyable because, like, you have Zion, obviously. When he's healthy, he's just insanely good. I think a Dejounte McCollum backcourt's cool. They have some of the best wing defenders in the NBA, and they have Alvarado on the bench. Yeah, this is get the popcorn, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and when,
I can't
if,
not.
if they get a
Like,
center,
yeah, it's all they need.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just like very shallow, but just the Pelicans don't do it for me. Just the name alone. It's the Pelicans. You know what I mean?
I had so much fun watching Zion in the play, and that's why I'm.
That-
No, that's
bro,
true,
he
that's
was
true.
he was God.
Yeah, I'll put it
I
in
had
good watch myself.
So much fun.
All right, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have our second team in Get the Popcorn. It's the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's shocking.
Yeah, I mean, when they're full of really fun players, like Jose Alvarado, fun. Zion Williamson when healthy,
Yeah.
fun. You know, like Jordan Hawkins going 5 of 6 from 3,
Yes.
fun.
Trey
So-
Murphy, Herb Jones.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So no more Valanciunas, fun.
I'm dead.
Like,
No more
it's great. So Yeah, that's where the Pelicans will go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Moving into the next team. Let's head to the mountains, but not the mountains, with the Utah Jazz.
The plateaus.
Yeah, the plateaus, the national parks.
Yeah.
I'll change the channel. It's not paint dry. Change the channel.
I'm paint drying.
The only reason I'm not paint drying is because of Markkanen and Sexton.
And yeah, they have good
Still
young players.
paint drying.
They're not really that
They don't
enjoyable
move the needle
to
for me.
watch.
Yeah.
I'm very I'm so on the fence between change the channel and watch paint dry. Are the Jazz Blazers bad to watch?
They both have a considerable good amount of young talent, but
All I
they're
know is
hard
I'm just
to
not
watch.
watching that game. There's not
Right.
a chance.
I
to
don't think
watch
I'm turning on a Jazz game at all, so maybe I'll watch paint dry. Yeah, I'll watch paint
Okay,
dry.
so
then.
I'll put it in change the channel then.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the Jazz will go and watch paint dry.
Yeah.
I think in a few years they'll gradually go up.
Yeah.
But outside of Markkanen and
Yeah.
Sexton, this team is really tough to watch at times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outside of the occasional Jordan Clarkson 30 bomb.
Yeah.
So that's fair. All right, let's move into the next team, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh my god, this is so much.
This is easy. Get the popcorn.
This is an easy choice for me.
Easy. Get the popcorn. Even if Embiid and Paul George are not healthy, this is still get the popcorn. Simply because of Tyrese Maxey.
Ah, okay.
I love Tyrese.
So
Maxey.
so we're schmapping the schmopcorn.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I'm on a completely different playing field from you here.
He wants to
for it.
watch paint dry.
No, I'm changing the channel.
Really?
I don't want to watch free throws for 48 minutes.
Okay.
I don't want to watch. Even Maxey went to the line like 18 times yesterday.
Yeah.
So
I'll put this in good watch.
good watch. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure then that will average out into
Vanilla.
vanilla then.
Vanilla. Yes.
I don't know how would it average.
It
It would average to good watch.
No.
Because if I'm in the fourth, he's in the second,
I'm
you're
the
in the
first.
first.
It would average to good watch.
Yeah, it would average to good watch then, right?
Okay.
We have a choice then, either doing
Wait,
good watch or
let's
no.
do 4 plus 2 plus 7 divided
I'll
by
put in good watch.
7 divided by 3 is 3.33.
Okay, you
right
analytical,
above-
mathematical.
But it's
genius.
vanilla.
So it's vanilla.
It's
then.
vanilla.
Okay.
So yeah, the Sixers
it's
will
vanilla.
average out into vanilla. Look, like Embiid, Maxey are incredible players, but when it comes down to pure watchability, I don't want to watch them flop around and take free throws. That's
Yeah, but
kind
look,
of
here's
my
the
thing
thing.
about it.
If we're judging it based on this year, and we see all the pieces that Philadelphia added,
Right.
we want to see how they're going to play. So if you see the matchup, Knicks versus Philly, oh my goodness, I'm getting the popcorn.
That's like my worst possible
Are you kidding me?
nightmare.
Or if you see a matchup,
Wait.
Philly versus Boston, are we not getting the popcorn? Are we changing the channel on that? Like, come
Wait,
on,
It's
Hold
not.
on.
I'm watching that game because of Boston, not
let's
because of Philly.
But let's see how good Philly is. We're also watching because of Philly. We want to see where they rank up against the best teams in the league, right?
Right, but that doesn't mean they're fun to watch. It's intriguing to see what they'll do, but you
Right.
you could easily be let down.
But that plays into it.
It does, but it also doesn't because when you see the amount of times they go to the line,
Yeah, it's a different season. You're judging based off last season.
we'll see what happens when Embiid comes back.
Yeah, when they
We'll
come
see.
back. Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
all right. So vanilla goes the Sixers.
Vanilla.
On to the next team. Let's go to the Valley. We got the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. What do we think?
This is a good watch for me. It's superstars
Yeah.
like Katie and D-Book
There's
alone.
not a lot of excitement there, though.
This is such a watered down super team, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking vanilla here.
Vanilla?
There's not a lot of fun there.
No.
No, I don't think
No.
so. I'm fine with vanilla.
I don't like watching.
They seem like they're playing good this season, though.
They are. But again, it could be just an early season
be, yeah.
surge. I just
Could
don't
be.
like watching Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
Yeah, he already
Bradley Beal's got to go.
he
man.
already missed another game, like 2. He didn't start like
Kevin
last
Durant is the only reason I'm not changing the channel. And Royce
Yeah,
O'Neal.
and Book, huh?
Royce O'Neal's another
Royce
reason.
O'Neal.
I want to watch those pump fake one dribble threes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'll put the Suns game on, but it doesn't really roll the needle for me.
So vanilla for you?
Yeah.
I'm putting this in vanilla.
All right, averages out to vanilla then.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So that's where the Suns will go. All right, on to the next team. We have the Detroit Pistons. I just feel so bad for these guys.
I'm.
Like I watch them because I feel bad.
I'm dead.
Like
Oh,
You're you're a big Cade fan, though.
You know why? No, this is paint dry because of Tobias Harris.
No.
okay.
This is paint dry.
Tobias Harris is not as bad as you say.
He's
Paint
not that bad.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Tobias either, but he's not that bad.
He's not that bad.
paint dry.
It's tough for me with Detroit because like I don't know, like you're almost like intrigued to see like how like they're so bad, like you want to see how it happens, That's kind of what happened during the 28-game losing streak. I started watching later on in the losing
They're
streak.
so bad you're intrigued.
I'm intrigued to the point where like I want to see who is the team that loses.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
for me with Detroit,
I'm changing the channel.
I'm changing the channel.
I'll put paint dry.
All right, so it'll average out.
It'll change the channel.
Change the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we are giving it change the channel out of pity
Well, at least they're not in paint dry.
and
They're not bottom
just to
barrel.
show Cade some love.
Yeah.
I don't think they're on Jazz level or
No.
or
Definitely not
they're
Blazers.
definitely
Blazers
above
level
there.
now.
No,
So I
not
think
at all.
they're change the channel.
All right, on to the next team, the Golden State Warriors.
This is vanilla.
I don't know, man. They've been really enjoyable to watch this season.
I think vanilla.
This is-
They've been a good watch this year.
This is vanilla. This is vanilla.
vanilla.
Yeah, I think the Steph Buddy healed backcourt's actually working.
Is it?
Yeah.
How's Buddy doing?
Buddy's doing
Watch.
really good.
His first 2 games, he made 7
Yeah.
threes. He played bad yesterday because Steph got hurt, but
No, Buddy's doing really
yeah, I would put this in good watch. So you guys put it in vanilla.
Vanilla.
So it'll average out into vanilla. So pretty simple and standard there. Not much else. I mean, when you have Steph, I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch.
good. Yeah.
So, and they have other fun players around like Kuminga and Trace Jackson
All the
Davis
young
is
guys.
coming into his own. So yeah,
Yeah.
very good. On to the next team, the Indiana Pacers.
Paint.
Now I'm dead.
No.
This
Good
is
watch.
This is my least
It's a
best
good
team.
watch.
This is get the popcorn.
Really?
No.
Yes.
Tell us why.
This is good watch.
Because the Pacers are they remind me of Boston where they could just go on a 3-point surge out of nowhere. I truly
You know
enjoy
what? I'll get the popcorn because I'll watch Hallie drop donuts all day long.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Hallie went 6 of 9 from 3 yesterday. So
He gave donuts against us. Everything was a donut.
you have
That's
0
crazy.
playoff
Donut.
series wins against the Pacers in
Donut.
franchise history. So
Like the shape of the ring lights, donut.
yes, like the shape of Pacers victories for the Knicks.
No,
So,
it's a good watch.
yeah, I'm putting this in get the popcorn.
this is a good watch for me.
All right, so it'll average out into good watch. Because, yeah, I mean, the starting five's good. I mean, McConnell and Toppin alone are a big factor for me because they're
Toppin.
fun to watch. Yeah.
Matherin's been really good.
I don't know if you saw, but the ball got stuck in the backboard during the Pacers-Knicks game. It got stuck on the top of the backboard. Obi Toppin just leapt up like it's nothing and grabbed it.
Insane.
Yeah, he has hops.
He's a
He's
freak.
insane, bro. It's
Yeah.
nuts. So the Pacers go in good watch.
Yes.
On to the next team, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Change his channel.
Vanilla.
They've been actually tolerable this year. So
I'm
I
still
think Harden's been just a playmaking machine. He had 16 assists the other day. So I'm putting this in either. It really doesn't matter where I put it in vanilla or good watch. It will average out into vanilla.
Yeah.
So
Where would you want to put it though?
somewhere in between.
People want to know, Tyler. You got to pick.
I'll put this in vanilla.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if I'm
Norman Powell's been playing great as
Yeah,
well.
he has.
Out of his
Powell's
mind.
been on a
and
surge.
Zubac.
Yeah, Zubac
Yeah.
is doing his thing. Yeah.
He has.
All those guys. And Trey, man.
Terrence
Terrence
My
man.
God,
I'm
Gio.
sorry.
Trey Man's
Sorry.
in Charlotte.
You
I
do it.
know. I meant to say Terrence, man. Calm down.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, the Clippers will go in. I almost said the Hornets now. The Clippers go in vanilla.
Yeah.
So quite ironically, the next team on this list is the Charlotte Hornets.
Trey, man.
Listen, I told you LaMelo, he's averaging almost triple-double.
Is he?
In the first 3 games.
How many points does he average?
31,
He's
almost
averaging
32.
31.
Almost 32.
Melo.
You guys
That's crazy.
We're not on it. I said Melo's going to make this team
Watchable?
somewhat.
I'm sorry, you can't make me watch a team with Miles Bridges
And
on
Trey
the floor.
Mann, also
All right.
sixth man of the
But
year.
you know what?
Don't factor in Miles Bridges.
He's on the starting lineup, bro.
He's also super actually exciting to
Like
watch.
Kevin Porter Jr. is the only reason I didn't put the Clippers in good watch.
Okay.
So Miles Bridges automatically docks 1 tier for me.
Really? If
Yes.
we're just ranking it solely off of watchability, not the character
I
of
don't-
the players,
Well,
Well,
I'm
I
not
don't-
watching Hornets games like that either.
Yeah,
I will watch the highlights.
I also
Like
just
I'll
don't
click
wanna
on the
watch it.
highlights to see what Melo did.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll put it in vanilla.
I'm putting this in change the channel.
I'll put in vanilla.
Okay, so it'll average out.
Yeah,
into
Brandon
vanilla.
Miller's coming back. still.
Exactly. Yeah, this
I
team
still
has
don't.
some
It's the
upside.
Hornets, man. I'm good.
Yeah, but
Like,
Melo, Melo's fun to watch. He has some crazy
he
highlights.
is,
You know what I mean?
But again, it's more than just Lamelo. So
It's all Melo. what are the Hornets
Brandon
without LaMelo?
Miller, Trey Mann.
No,
it's
All right,
honestly,
all right.
humanity,
Trey Man's actually
minutes.
decent.
they need a healthy Mark Williams to be really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
him too.
we'll see. Excuse-moi. Moving on to the next team, let's head across the border to the Toronto Raptors.
Change the channel. I'm not watching any Raptors games. I'm sorry.
I love you.
For now.
I love you, Fetty, but I might change the channel also.
I'm not gonna lie, Fetty.
Scotty's the only saving
Scotty's
grace
the
on this team.
and Quickly, and I like watching Quickly.
Quickly's fun, but like Scotty's a whole other level of fun.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they need some more.
watching Bruce Brown not be happy is also just sad to see. So I'm changing the channel.
Yeah.
So change the channel goes the Toronto Raptors. So not really all that surprising.
No.
So we move on to the next team, the Atlanta Hawks. May I just say, this team's gotten a lot more enjoyable since the Dejounte trade. I mean,
Yeah.
Onyeka Okongwu has been a man on a mission.
That's it. Look,
Tyson
that Chino
Daniels
Hills.
has slams, bro.
Is doing really.
Yeah.
I'll put it in vanilla because I love watching Trey
I
play.
still think Trey is so slept on.
Oh, of course.
There's
Even though
vanilla.
we don't like him in New York.
I love him because he
Well,
took
Knicks
out the
fans
Knicks.
don't
Yeah.
like him.
You like him.
I'll
though.
put it
You're a
in
fake
vanilla.
Knicks fan.
I'll put because Trey is. It's difficult,
It's difficult.
Yeah.
but Trey is really good.
I think
Vanilla.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm putting it in good watch. So that way it averages out into vanilla, anyways.
Okay.
So that is A-OK. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 teams left, 8 or 9.
Wow.
We head up to the Mile High City with the Denver Nuggets. What do we think?
Well, you know I'm getting my popcorn.
Yeah.
Personally.
you kind of have
Look,
to.
I know it's a rough start this year.
Yeah.
But this team is still like really fun to watch when they're on.
Yeah.
Watching the best player in the world just cook an entire defense.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between good watch and get the popcorn.
I think you're still getting the popcorn.
Things will come together soon, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's just
so-
hard. It's hard to watch without spacing. But I'll
Yeah.
give Denver the benefit of the doubt, and I will get the popcorn.
Yeah.
It'll come together.
So get the popcorn goes Denver. I assume we're all in agreement on
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Without Jokic, where would they be?
Vanilla.
Probably.
I'd probably change the channel in all honesty.
I don't know.
I want to see MPJ play.
That team
Aaron
is
Gordon,
really
Aaron
bad.
Gordon's
Like,
exciting to watch.
Denver was so bad in the non-Jokic minutes last year. He was plus 50 in expected wins on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you
Jokic
go.
definitely helps a ton.
A ton. So moving on to the next team. We go from hero to zero, from the Nuggets to the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, this is
Dry.
I am
Paint dry.
I am watching the most beige paint in existence.
Paint
dry.
barrel.
I'm sorry, my Wizards fans out there,
Yeah.
but like, I can't with this team.
They'll
They're
be good.
very boring. Very boring.
very boring. Like, bro, if Kyle Kuzma's your first option,
Yeah.
oh, gosh, pain. I also just don't like watching Alex Sarr.
Yeah.
No.
He is not a fun prospect. He's good,
I
but he's
think-
not fun.
Atlanta made a good choice with passing on him for Reese Hushay.
Yes. Yeah, they were lucky his agent was a dickhead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll
what the
see. We could be
Wizards do.
completely wrong.
No, we're not wrong.
No, it's Jordan Poole and Carl Kuzma.
No,
I'm okay.
yeah.
Jordan Poole might. Nah, I'm fine.
No,
Jordan Poole cooks.
you need to fill the arena with
baddies,
baddies, bro.
Jordan Poole cooks.
But yeah, I mean, look, Bilal Coulibaly's that only saving grace on that team. So
Yeah.
on to the next team, lads. I want to say it gets better from here, but I don't think it does. We have the Chicago Bulls.
I'm changing the channel.
Yeah, me too. Change.
Kobe White is fun, so I think I'll put this in vanilla.
Really?
So
Yes,
yeah.
him and Levine.
No, I hate watching Zach LaVine play basketball in 2024.
Okay, so just Kobe White then.
Like Zach LaVine in
Hey,
2024.
Giddy.
Josh Giddey, I know, but
You see,
I'm still changing.
you see the turnover he had the other day against OKC.
I didn't see it.
Bro.
No, his former team.
He went down the lane, stopped at the elbow, had a man wide open in the corner, and just missed through the pass so bad right to a Thunder player.
Oh yeah.
So
That's Schmitty.
I'll put
that
it.
happens to the best of them.
I'll put
I
it
think
in-
Giddey will be fine.
I'll put it in vanilla.
I think you know what? I'll put in vanilla too.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
swap with you then, and
vanilla.
we'll go into change the channel.
So you're not being honest in your evaluation of the watchability of the team.
They're both.
Currently, I think they belong in change the channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So change the channel goes the Chicago Bulls. On to the next team. It's the New York Knicks.
Popcorn.
Yeah, that's popcorn.
Schmopcorn.
In my opinion,
Tyler, even you know.
in
it's
my
popcorn.
opinion, they're a good watch.
Nah, you know that's popcorn.
No,
deep down.
I'm not getting the popcorn for them. They're a good watch
Okay, fine.
because I don't want to watch Mikal Bridges.
He's playing good.
I always get
Cal's playing
the
good, though.
popcorn.
I want to see it. I want to see a big sample size of that.
Okay.
I always get the corn on the cob.
Okay.
What?
I thought that's what we're doing. Not
No.
popcorn. Okay, no. Popcorn.
Okay, fair.
Yes. I'm being
Yeah.
a little biased, but this team is really fun. I enjoy
No, it
watching
is fun to
them.
watch.
You know, I'm not denying they're a fun team to watch, but they're not gonna get the popcorn for me.
Cat looks like an animal out there.
On offense,
You sure?
he's not been the greatest defensively. That's why Rudy Gobert's been given a lot more props lately because he's made Cat's job a lot easier on the defensive end.
Okay.
But
I've been seeing a lot of offensive Cat rebounds and stuff, so that's probably why.
yeah, his offensively, Cat's brilliant. I
Yeah.
mean, he's one of the best shooting centers ever.
Yeah.
But for me, I think the only reason why it's not get the popcorn is I never really liked watching Mikal Bridges like that. I also
He's
don't,
fun to watch.
from when he's good. When
Yeah.
he's struggling, like last year was piss poor, bro, and I just hated watching Nets games.
Okay. You got a little Nets bias going on.
Yeah, a little Nets bias. I like watching Cat play.
Yeah.
It depends on the day for me with Brunson. When he's in his foul baiting mood, I'm completely turned off. So for me, it really depends. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll put the Knicks in good watch. You both put them in popcorn.
Popcorn for sure, and
So
I
get
think
the
just
popcorn.
just the atmosphere alone at MSG that helps so much. Like
Yeah.
if you're watching on TV and the fans are super involved the way they are at MSG,
Yeah,
I think that alone helps them a ton. So
that's fair. They're a rowdy, boring boring arena.
hey, Rowdy is not boring. Rowdy is lit.
Lit.
They're a lit arena.
I don't know. I've never been an MSG guy because I
Yeah.
never rooted for the team, so that's probably why.
Oh come on.
I don't like old school.
Okay. I like vintage
Yeah,
stuff.
that's why I've never been a fan of the Knicks, Yankees, Dodgers, Lakers. It's just too
You like
boring.
vintage?
Oh.
That's why you say Show.
Okay. Moving on to the next team, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, popcorn.
It's easy popcorn. I mean, this
100%.
team is a machine, bro.
Yeah, this popcorn.
Once Hardenstein is back, it's even more
Watching
popcorn.
Aura Man cook, bro, with Chet.
That's my MVP right there.
Yeah, it's our MVP.
They've been throwing out lineups every day, like putting in Stroke and Joe.
Okay.
Stroke and Joe is starting tonight.
All right.
Aaron Wiggins and Lou Dort.
Aaron Wiggins is very underrated.
Yeah, they've been mixing the lineups up a little bit. Chet at the 5.
Yeah. J-Dub is very fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the OKC Thunder go up and get the popcorn. On to the next team. We have 3 teams left.
Oh, wow.
The next team is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, popcorn. Right now, it's popcorn.
It's always popcorn.
But is it going to consistently stay popcorn?
It's gonna be popcorn.
Right
Whether or
now,
not
yes.
they're mid or the best team in the league, it's gonna be popcorn.
But do you enjoy watching the Lakers?
do.
Right now, I do.
But I'm talking about like a full season, not just off of the first 3 games. Because I certainly won't put them and get the popcorn.
Where are you gonna put them?
I'm debating between good watch and vanilla.
That's crazy.
If
This team-
they
Why do you say
sound-
vanilla?
This team flops a lot. This team complains
Flops?
to the
What do you mean
refs, like
flops?
flops, like flops, like
Flops.
foul baits. They
Foul
complain to the refs every 5 seconds. That's the only thing I don't like about the Lakers.
Every team flops.
Yeah, but the Lakers do it an excessive amount. It's
I think
it's insane.
JJ Ball has rejuvenated AD.
Absolutely.
LeBron almost had triple double yesterday.
Yeah.
Right now, it's popcorn, but if they fall and slump, then it's going to be down to vanilla for
I think-
a considerable amount.
Yeah,
I think this team was always going to be high on the watchability for sure. Everyone wants to see how JJ's going to do in this first season.
Right.
Everyone wants to see if Bronny even gets minutes. Probably not.
He's
He's,
going to the
he's,
G League.
he's in the G League.
Yeah.
already.
Okay.
He's
It's okay,
in the
verified.
league.
But everyone wants to see Dalton connect. He's playing well, right? Everyone wants to see if AD's still that MVP type guy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is always going to be popcorn, whether or not they're in a play-in situation or a playoff situation. So
Where are you putting them?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
I could either put them in good watch to put them in get the popcorn, or I could put them down in vanilla to put them in good watch.
bro, put them in. Put them in.
I don't think they're
good
a-
watch.
You could put them in vanilla.
They're not a
For
good.
good
No,
watch.
don't put no.
They're
Put
not a
them
get.
in-
They're not a get the popcorn team though.
No, they're popcorn.
Schmopcorn?
They're
I don't.
popcorn.
I don't think they are.
They are. They have the oldest player in the NBA, and he is still top 10 in the league. Like,
Yeah,
we saw what he did the other
comfortably
night.
Top 10.
So, like, come on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm so torn with the Lakers. I don't enjoy watching them.
What?
Yeah, if he doesn't enjoy watching them, put him in. It's fine. It's still a good watch.
I'll put them in good watch. We'll put them in
Oh
get the
my
popcorn.
god, you ruined the tier list,
Good.
Gio.
We'll put them in.
I
get
think
the
they
popcorn.
absolutely deserve to be in popcorn.
I just at the Lakers. I don't know.
Everyone watches.
not-
the
I'm-
Lakers.
I don't want to watch D'Lo shoot out of the fucking arena.
Listen, deadline D'Lo is him.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, all right, on to the penultimate team. We have my Brooklyn Nets.
I'll change the channel.
Me too.
They're not. They're not
The-
paint dry. They've changed
The
channels.
Nets, the Nets have actually been very, very, really fun to watch these first 3 games.
Have they been though?
We've been competitive in every game. We just beat the Bucks yesterday.
For
Cam
a non-Nets fan, have they been fun to watch?
Yes, they
As
have.
a Knicks fan, beating the Bucks is not really an accomplishment.
We are not trying to win basketball games.
Beating the
We are
Bucks
not
is
trying
an
to win
accomplishment.
games. We are not trying to win games.
No, they've been looking good.
We're a scrappy.
They've been looking
we're a
good.
Cam
scrappy-
Thomas. I know Cam Thomas went off in the fourth quarter.
He's been going off.
He's averaging 32 points this year, 31
Okay.
points.
Okay.
We're a scrappy defensive team. We're giving teams fits. We're actually looking better defensively than the
Playing?
Knicks are right now. No, we're not playing.
No.
Okay, okay,
no,
okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
If they get playing, Tyler's not going to come on the podcast anymore.
I'm gonna move to an island if we make the play in, bro.
Imagine.
I'm putting this in. I'm biased. So I'm putting this in Get the Popcorn because they are my favorite team.
Yeah.
So
That's
You have
fine.
to be biased.
We'll
Yes.
put it. We're gonna put it. You want to put it in change channel?
I'm putting the changes.
So it's vanilla.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes in vanilla.
High vanilla.
You know what? Honestly, for the Nets, I will gladly take that.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's solid.
vanilla goes the Nets.
Vanilla.
That just leaves one last team, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They are 3-0.
Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen.
These guys don't do it for me.
Oh, they do it for me, bro.
I like Evan Mobley.
I'll put it in good watch.
I'm putting this in good watch.
I might put it in good watch too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
This is a very
it's
fun
also
team.
like close to I'll put it in vanilla.
No.
I mean, they're still going to go in good watch.
I'll put it in I'll put it in change the channel.
No, no.
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 Put it in vanilla.
Low-key, I would change the channel. I'm being so honest right now.
No, your first choice was vanilla.
Yeah, we're putting
Low-key, I'm
this.
changing the channel, but
It's going
for
up.
you guys' sake, let's
Yeah.
put it in.
You're telling me that you not watch Mobley, Mitchell, Garland.
Listen, I
Allen.
was nice and gave you the Lakers, so you be nice and
Fine.
give me the Cavs.
Fine.
That's all I ask.
It's fine.
So good watch goes the Cleveland Cavaliers. So now there's one thing left to do. We have to pick the best Get the Popcorn team.
I think we already have our answer.
I don't know. There's
know.
a couple teams we can decide between. So we're going to rank
Go.
these out of
Yeah.
10, just like we did the last
Go
time.
ahead.
We'll start with the first team, the Boston Celtics.
9. Flat 9.
Wait, can we just hear? Wait, do we have to do it this way, or can we just
wanna
hear,
hear all of them?
Yeah, let's just hear all of them and
Yeah.
just pick
Yeah.
So we'll each pick
the
a
team.
top
team.
three. Let's pick top three and
Give 1, 2, and 3 in that
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
Right. So we have the Boston Celtics. We have the New Orleans Pelicans. We have the Denver Nuggets, the New York Knicks, the OKC Thunder, and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay, I know my top three already.
All right,
Can
let me hear it.
I be biased and put Knicks first?
If you
Bro,
want.
go for it.
Yeah.
Because that's the team I enjoy watching the most.
Yeah, obviously they're.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Knicks, Nuggets, Celtics.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. What about you?
So Knicks is number one for you?
Wait.
Or
no,
Celtics is number one.
Wait, can I change it up?
Yeah.
Take the Celtics out. Knicks, Nuggets, Pelicans.
Knicks at number one.
Yes.
Okay.
Knicks, Nuggets, Pelicans.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Boston is a little boring right now because they won.
That's because they're playing bad teams.
Yeah.
In terms of watchability, I'm going with. This is rough.
It's tough.
I'm going with Nuggets 1.
Yep.
Going Knicks 2. I'm going Lakers 3.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
my top 3.
So the Knicks and Lakers did not make my top 3.
Okay.
Debating on the order here. I don't necessarily know. I think I will go Nuggets first, Thunder second, and Celtics third.
That's a good list.
I think Nuggets are the unanimous.
The Nuggets are the
first.
unanimous one.
Wow.
We're also kind of biased.
Yeah, we are.
Knicks
So-
there would be second, and then who'd you have for? I had Pelicans,
We all had,
Lakers.
we all had different teams. So
Yeah.
big tie for third there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess the Nuggets are the most fun team to watch for us.
Yeah.
Knicks
But
are second.
Surprised none of y'all put the Thunder in your top 3.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think I would rather watch the Lakers.
No, I'm
than the
good.
Thunder.
I would rather
okay.
watch the Pels because healthy Zion and that whole team.
That's fair. So,
Thunder were nice too, but I feel like Zion is it's like I said, playing Zion was so fun.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the tier list. Segment obviously went on for a pretty long time, but that's what happens. But however, what's going to happen now is we're going to record the rest of this tomorrow at the time of recording. So for us, it'll be a day. For you, it'll be what, like a half-second transition.
Yeah.
So, lads, any final thoughts before we move on to tomorrow?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, let's do it.
Bye.
And we're back. The snap was really bad. I know my hands are like freezing right now, but it's the next day. It's a new day. We here. Lads, how we feeling?
We good.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah.
We ready.
Yeah, so we're just going to get into the next segment. We're going to do our overreactions to the first week of the regular season. So we each have 3 teams prepped, and we're going to talk about it for like 3-4 minutes tops. And we'll just kind of give one ridiculous overreaction based on these first couple games we've seen. It could be team related, it could be player related. So, any questions, comments, concerns before we jump right in?
Let's jump.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Antoine, you are up first. Who's your first team going to be about?
It's going to be the Knicks.
Oh, the New York Knicks off rip.
They're the first one on the dock.
Okay.
So after the first 3 games, I guess kind of an overreaction to what I've been seeing is that this Knicks team has the possibility to finish out of the top 5.
Oh. I would go further on that and say it has the possibility to fall into the play-in maybe.
Well, yeah, outside top 5 is
6th seed is still playoffs.
yeah, but I would presumably just say play-in.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they have it doesn't look promising
Wow.
right now.
Interesting.
What makes you say that?
I don't see a lot of chemistry. I mean, Cat is great. Brunson's great. OG, something's up with OG. He hasn't been scoring a decent amount. I guess the only positive is McBride bench wise.
Right.
Hart is kind of now iffy with like some injuries. Yeah. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I don't see as much excitement as last year's team. I don't know.
It's because last year they were the underdogs. Nobody expected them to be good, and they're like, "All right, that's how you guys."
I think they did a little too much to bring in guys that want the ball in their hands. I think last year you had a guy who wanted the ball, and then you had the good role players. You had a shooter in Dante, and there's no shooter right now.
You have McBride.
Yeah, but that's a bench guy.
Oh, you're talking about
Dante's starting. You have a guy that could just spot up 3-point shoot. Mikhail can't really do that. OG's not going to do
Towns
that.
can.
Cat can.
Brunson can.
Brunson can't
JB
spot
not
up.
so much. No.
Yes, he can.
Yeah,
He can catch and shoot.
Brunson's your primary ball handler, though.
Dante would spot up anywhere, and you knew he was either going in or missing a considerable amount. But most of the time he was not. He was knocked down. So like now having someone that's I guess a 3-point shooter that's gonna spot up on a fast break and spaces the floor to the wing, open for a 3 like Dante did. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still watching the games, of course, but just I don't know. Some excitement levels are down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as him. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Knicks. I'm trying to be as unbiased here because I know I am a Nets fan and we have their future and everything like that. But genuinely speaking, I'm just not really seeing much. Brunson's obviously now known as a star, so he's going to get face guarded a lot more. So it's going to be tougher. We knew
he already has been.
Right, but now he's really like, this was his first time making All-NBA last year. So now he's known as like a good player. So there's that on one end. We know the flaws that Cat brings, mainly the foul trouble, where he takes himself out of games when he was in Minnesota. We haven't seen too much of it here, but that's because he's only played in 3 games or 4 games. But I think your real issues are the durability of Josh Hart's not going to be what it was last year because he got so banged up last year that he really hasn't had enough time to recover, and it's just piling on. He went to the locker room yesterday twice, so we don't know if he's going to miss time or not. OG is on a max contract now, so the effort levels might not be there, especially for an injury-prone player like him. And Mikal Bridges, look, he's not going to be this offensive prowess like you think he is. And he also has the worst defensive field goal percentage in the NBA right now. And it's been like that since opening night. So the Knicks have problems, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to fix them this year, or at least until the trade deadline.
So I'm going to push back on that. I think they will fix that. And I think Tom Thibodeau, who's a very defensive-minded coach, I think he's going to get that crew together, get them playing better defense than even last year.
Ooh.
This is my prediction. They're going to have better defense than last year. I think Mikal Bridges is going to come alive, especially on the defensive side. We're going to see more of a Suns Mikal Bridges, especially on the defensive side, I think, going forward.
Okay.
And OG, I expect him, as long as he's healthy, to play outstanding defense. That's what he does. And then, of course, the rest of the guys, Josh Hart, I think Towns, he just has to not foul, and he'll be all right. So I think no reason to be too scared here. I think the Knicks will be all right.
All right. I could see everything else happening except the McHale defense.
Yeah.
He can't stay in front of anyone right now. So I don't think he'll ever get back to that. I think Suns McHale is long gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Are we? Am I going through 3 teams in order?
No, we're gonna go alternate through. So any other final thoughts regarding the Knicks?
That's all.
All right. So I'm gonna go on to my first team. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Clippers. A team that we all thought would be ass. They very well could be, but look, so far in these first 3 or 4 games, they've been actually really enjoyable. They took down Denver. I think they beat Golden State because Steph got hurt. But my overreaction is not team related; it's player related. I think Ivica Zubac is going to be an all-star this season.
Oh wow!
So through the first few games, he's averaging 23 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block.
23?
Yeah, he's been scoring a lot.
Nah, that's not sustainable.
This is the time of recording, so if he does score a little bit less and it's different by tomorrow, then whatever.
Yeah.
But through the first 3 games, he's been unreal. I think he's been watching a lot of Jokic tapes because his just interior scoring from inside 5 feet, whether it's just a little push floater, a hook shot, just anything inside that area, has been almost automatic.
Wow.
It's been impossible for people
So
to
he's
stop.
improved a lot on that.
Exactly. And James Harden's been a big benefactor to this because we saw when he was in Brooklyn, he really took guys under his wing like Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, Claxton. It suits his game to make everyone else's job easier. And just the lob game to just finding him cutting in the dunker spot, really anywhere. So that's kind of been my main takeaway with the Clippers. I really love the way Zubac has been playing.
Yeah, I mean, he has the height. He's, of course, a little bigger, similar build to Jokic. And he's getting a lot of, I guess, scoring opportunities because no Kawhi, of course. So more minutes with the ball in his hands after Harden. And, yeah, I'm not surprised. He was going to break out. He was always a guy that had double-doubles last year of 15 and 10.
Right.
Never got past 20.
And that's with Paul George. Paul George on the floor, Kawhi on the floor. So
yeah, he's getting more opportunity now, which he needs. I think he can do that. That's why they traded for him. Lakers should have kept him. He would have been perfect next to AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think he was due to break out. I mean, he's a core piece for their starting 5, besides Harden, and now Norman Powell stepped in as well to starting 5. So you have 2 guys stepping up, scoring, which is big, because besides Harden, you really don't have much in Derrick Jones and Terrence Mann, scoring wise. So
Derrick Jones has actually been decent. It's Terrence Mann's been awful. So
yeah,
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, so you have Powell and Zubac. Of course, Zubac has height advantage and could easily get to the rim quicker than a Man and probably Derrick Jones. But yeah, I mean, he's a core piece. He's going to be there for a while.
Who, Zubac?
Yeah.
He just got extended last year.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a while. And he was due for a leap because I think he had so much potential to be a next great center in the league. So, I mean,
I don't know about all that.
Well, he'll be an up-and-coming good center.
I don't think he's already in his late 20s. He's not an up-and-coming anymore. But
I think he's a very valuable role player.
Yeah, he's one of those good centers that could hold his own in the playoffs. It's just can the rest of the team show up with him.
Right.
So what do you think, Gio, about Clippers and Zubac?
I was going to mention Norman Powell because that bro has been stepping it up, and that's exactly what I expected from him. He's gonna have extra touches, extra shots to take, and he's taking full advantage of that.
And he said himself when losing Paul George, it's addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
So
he knows what he's capable of.
You know what his role is in the NBA, and he's made a living off this in Portland and Toronto and now in the Clippers, to just be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Literally just make shots from anywhere. You'll see his name trending.
Yeah.
Anytime you do, it's the opposing fan base wanting to cry because he's just torching them. And he was a Nets killer for the longest time in Toronto. I'm so glad he's out of the conference because, man, I cannot stand when he's on a heater.
He's an actual microwave. He heats up way too quick.
Yeah.
He'll hit 1 3 and then 1 layup and forget it. He's gonna go off for 30 that game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's insane.
So yeah. Any final thoughts regarding the Clippers?
No.
Yeah.
Gio, what is your first overreaction team?
My first team is the Phoenix Suns.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear it.
So this is a team I didn't expect to have this good of a start in the beginning of the season. I think I had them ranked.
You had them in the play-in.
I had them in the play-in.
Eighth place, yeah.
Eighth seed, right? Okay,
Yeah.
but they're looking like a top 4 right now. I think they're 4-1 or 3-1. Either 3-1 or 4-1. I know they beat the Lakers last night. The Lakers were undefeated.
The Lakers also had the lead 20. They were winning like 26-8.
Right.
So,
right. So, I don't know how they're doing it. I think it might be Devin Booker's, I don't know. He figured something out maybe during the offseason on Team USA, and now he has the team just going. They're just clicking right now. I don't know what it is. And obviously KD's doing his thing, of course.
What's your overreaction regarding the Suns?
My overreaction is I think they're going to be a top 4 team in the West.
He did predict them to finish 4th.
Which is crazy. If you're right about that,
that'll
crazy.
be a rare prediction he gets right.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too much of an overreaction, but I think I'm going to stick with that. I think they might be a top 4 team in the West.
I could see it happening just due to some other teams struggling at the top.
Yeah.
So it's very possible, but really it just is a matter of can they stay healthy?
Yeah.
Can Beal stay healthy? Can KD stay healthy?
Yeah.
Can Book stay healthy?
And Tyus Jones has been playing great too.
He really has been. So
the biggest thing with this team is I don't like Beal there from the beginning. That should have never happened.
Yeah.
But it's kind of their mess now to deal with, and just try to incorporate them as best as they can.
Yeah.
Book and KD had 30+ last night.
What did Beal do last night?
15 points on 6 of 14.
I mean, they don't.
Not terrible.
As long as 2 of them get at least 25, then the third person doesn't have to have a big, big night. So it's fine.
A guy that's been really clamps defensively, Ryan Dunn, their first-round draft.
Yes,
right.
He's been starting. I think he started up the second game or third game, and Twitter was talking about him just locking up these guys. He's rookie out of Virginia, 6'8".
How tall
think-
is he? 6'8"?
6'8".
I think that could go down as another draft win-win trade because he was swapped for Deron Holmes.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's hurt right now, but when he comes back, I think he'll be just as productive, if not more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
pretty
I
good
love
regarding that.
Love
And
it.
Suns are in good shape, man. Really not much else to kind of say about it. It's just a matter of,
Can they sustain it?
Is it sustainable? Can they
Exactly.
maintain the greatness? So, any final thoughts regarding the Phoenix Suns?
I mean, their offense, they will always put up 120+ points. That's just that's the kind of guys that they have.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, are they going to play some defense? And Mr. Dunn over here, he's doing it.
He will.
He's doing it. So it looks good for them.
It looks good. Let's see if they can continue it.
Yeah.
So, Antoine, what's your second overreaction team?
So he's talking about the Suns. I'm going to talk about the team that they beat last night, which was the Lakers, who
Okay.
were this take would have looked a little better if they won, but I'm still going to stand by it, that the Lakers are going to finish as the top 3 seed in the West.
Oh, wow.
Top 3.
Ooh.
Forget their loss yesterday, just where they started out.
Thing is, the reason why I can't believe in that overreaction is because I can't push back last night's loss.
Right.
I think last night was
That's
kind
a rough one.
Last night's kind of the first time I think we're starting to see a slight dip in LeBron's production.
I mean, how many did he had? He had only like
11
He had 11
points.
points,
11
3 of
yeah.
14 shooting.
Yeah.
I don't know if this. I think you'll see the games like he had against Sacramento where he has a triple double, but games like that are going to gas him out, and it'll take him at least a week to get back up to speed. But look, LeBron will still be doing his LeBron things, but I think this is the first. That was the first time I saw, and I'm like, maybe he is starting to slightly falter a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm so happy though he got double-digit scoring because now his record continues.
The streak,
Yeah, the streak continues.
Because
He
I
had like
noticed
9
it last
points.
night. I was like, oh gosh. Like,
It was up for grabs there.
it was.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts from you on the Lakers, Gio?
I was almost gonna pick the Lakers as my overreacting team, and I was gonna say that JJ Redick is gonna win Coach of the Year.
Okay.
That's what that was gonna be my overreaction.
Okay.
Because he's done an outstanding job there so far. We already talked about it earlier in the episode. But JJ has been amazing. Just completely rejuvenating the offense, like you mentioned yesterday, Anthony. And the defense also looks like they're more locked in than ever. So
Yeah.
I love it.
I would say right now AD has the edge over Victor Wembanyama for DPOI.
Yeah.
So that
okay.
could be an overreaction.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, any final thoughts regarding the Los Angeles Lakers? No? Yeah, we're just kind of quickly going through. We're kind of breezing through these. It's not
Yeah.
really, we already talked in depth about these teams, so it's just quick little brief tidbits about what we've been seeing. So
Who's up?
it's
You?
me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go for a good overreaction, or do you want me to save my bad one for last?
Go for the bad one.
Yeah.
The bad one right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. This hurts me. This hurts me just as much as it hurts you.
I don't want to hear this.
Just based on what I've been seeing, and I have the game onto the side. They're playing my Nets right now. Yeah, we're not only ruining our tank, but they're ruining our tank. But my overreaction, just plain and simple, this is not a championship team by any means. Not at all.
Wow.
I mean, Jamal Murray is averaging 3.5 turnovers a game.
Yikes.
Michael Porter Jr. is shooting 20% from three.
That's so bad.
It's bad. It's really bad. Outside of Jokic and Christian Brown, this team has been dog. And there's really no two ways around it. It's just, they look tired. They look old. They look disjointed. They look like they're all out of sorts. The bench is a nightmare. So it's kind of an adjustment. Right now they're down 11 in the second quarter. I mean, we saw last night, they came back at 1, but they played the first 3 quarters like shit. So that's my overreaction, is that this team, forget where they'll finish in the standings. They could finish anywhere, but I don't think if they keep this up, they're not going to win the championship, and Russ just got packed. So,
Now wait, what do you mean he got blocked just now?
yeah.
Well, look, it's okay because Russ is having an outstanding game besides that, if you ask me. He
Okay.
made 2 free throws in a row.
Yeah.
Clap it up for
Yeah,
him.
man.
That's a good game. We have major problems.
He's 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Are you for real?
Yeah, he's-
Russ is going off
Yeah.
today, bro.
He has
Come on.
8 points.
Okay.
All 6 are free throws, 1's
Yeah.
a layup.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
mean, here's the thing about the Nuggets. For the past 3 or 4 years, they had the same offense. And I think teams are just starting to like get the hang of it, get like a knack on how to play against this offense. And
The league is caught up to them.
they called up to them. It's just the simple Jokic Murray duo thing. Murray throws it to Jokic, sprints towards Jokic. Jokic might fake a pass or actually pass it, and then they go out and do their thing. It's very repetitive from the Nuggets. I think Malone needs to come up with something else to combine that offense with another new rejuvenated offense.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that they can make themselves a contending team for the NBA championship. That's the only way. And I think it has to involve Porter Jr. It must involve Porter Jr. The offense has to run through him maybe 20% of the time. The rest of the time, fine. Jokic, it's all you, bro. You're the best player in the NBA. But it can't just be him. He needs to have players around him. I think Porter Jr. needs to step up, and I think Michael Malone needs to give him some opportunity to do that.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is taking a bunch of shots. I think Jamal Murray needs to step up.
Yeah.
Because he's been, ever since he got hurt last November, he has not looked the same at all. Even in the playoffs, he had some good games, but he was mostly bad.
Yeah.
Especially in the Olympics.
But I don't even mean shooting shots. I know Porter Jr. is always going to shoot his shot. You know what I mean? I'm talking about have the offense run through a player. That's what I mean.
Oh, they're never going to run it through Michael Porter. It has to run through Jokic.
Which sucks.
It has to run through
It doesn't
Jokic.
have to.
It does. Because the only other person I would trust to run the offense through is Aaron Gordon, because he can play make.
Okay.
Michael Porter Jr. is not a playmaker. He's a spot-up shooter. He's a movement
Well,
shooter.
they can pass it to him in the post, face up. He can turn into like a Melo type player.
That's not happening, though.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Yankees are down 2-0.
Oh my God.
Good.
I.e., guess who hit?
Freeman.
Freddie Freeman hit a 2-run home run.
No way.
Let's go. But your thoughts on the Nuggets, Antoine?
That's why I just turned it on. Freddie hit a 2-run home run in the first. At the bottom of the first right now, it's 2-0.
Nice.
It's over.
He's going to get MVP. That's all I know.
Who?
Freddie.
Oh, okay. I think
Freddie.
you're talking about
So your thoughts on the Nuggets?
Yeah, it's interesting. I definitely agree with you that the league catches up to you because it's the same starting 5 minus KCP, and there's a lot of tape already that guys review. So if you're watching Jokic tape as another center, i.e. Zubac or like somebody else, they're familiar with him playoff wise playing consecutive games or once, and they catch up to what they're going to do moves wise, pick and roll wise with Jamal. As you said, the bench is probably the worst thing about this team. There's no depth outside of probably like 2 guys. 2 other guys are rookies coming into their second year. so you're not asking much from them, you know.
Right.
But yeah, MPJ is stinking up a little bit. Jamal, I guess he's doing good today so far, but yeah, I guess the thing with Jamal, I've been giving him that contract before proving this season, and his health could be detrimental to that because maybe you're not getting as much effort
Right.
as in a contract year, as you brought up, like OG Anunoby on a max now. The effort's kind of down. You know, it's unfortunate to say that guys start putting in less effort because they have their money and security. But yeah, it's a team. I definitely could see them definitely getting a second round exit this year, barring how the Suns do well towards the end of the year. The Lakers, and then of course OKC and Minnesota. You could see a Nuggets probably slip to a 4 or 5 seed at lowest.
It's plausible.
I don't think they get to play in, but 4 to 5 seed maybe could be definitely doable at the rate they're going at.
They need to make moves
But
at some point.
I think these are, of course, overreactions because it's only the third game of the season and there's 80 left.
Exactly.
But you don't want to start off considerably bad because then you got to work your way up into the standings wherever you fall.
You're playing catch up
also
at that
injuries,
point.
exactly.
And you have to use extra energy, especially because the bench is so bad that the starters are getting maxed out. And it's like they're not good already as it is. So it's a major problem for the Nuggets. And it unfortunately looks like we're going to beat them tonight. And didn't really expect for that to happen.
Score?
57-47. Cam Thomas just made an and one.
58-50.
I'm behind, so it's delayed.
58-50.
Oh, that'd be all right. I think Nuggets pull this one out, but
Any final thoughts regarding them before we move on? What's your next overreacted team, Gio?
my next team is the Dallas Mavericks.
All right.
I think they're off to a pretty good start. Last time I checked, they were 2-1, but I think they played last night, right? Did they win that game?
They lost.
They lost.
They lost.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lost.
Okay.
So what's your overreaction?
My overreaction is Klay Thompson is up for comeback player of the year.
That's not an
That's
award.
not an award. most improved player.
All right, can we have a comeback player of the award for
Just call it most
the
improved.
NBA?
Most improved.
Most improved.
Yeah,
Most improved.
they got rid of it. I looked it
Yeah.
up today as well because I was going to put it. For
They got
one of
rid of
my
it?
Players. Yeah, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Why?
Most improved.
Yeah,
replaced
most
it.
improved
Okay.
is now the
Yeah.
award. So is that your
Well, I
award?
don't know.
He could easily, he was really bad last year, so he could easily win most improved.
Yeah, but like we already know what Klay could do. I mean, from his history. So
Yeah,
like,
but it's
okay.
possible.
All right. Well, yeah. Why not? We'll put Klay most improved player of the year award because everyone thought Klay completely lost it last year. If you watched, he was not the same shooter. He was not the same lateral quickness, off ball movement. It just wasn't really there the way we saw it in years past. And this year he's off to a red hot start. I see him moving around the court like he looks like 2017 Klay right now.
Yeah.
Or like 2016 Klay, Game 6 Klay. That's what he looks like right now.
Right.
The way he's moving right now is like it's very exciting to see him moving like that again. So I think he has a chance to win most improved player of the year.
All right.
That's my overreaction.
Look, I think it could happen. It won't, but I think it could.
Yeah.
He just looks more rejuvenated.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of seeing this where I kind of compare it to what Jamal Murray went through because they both came back from major injuries and went on an absolute heater that entire season, and it resulted in a championship. Then they've slowly gotten worse over the years, but now Klay's been given a fresh start in a system that fits him the best, where he can just space the floor in the corner and just wait for Luka to pass him the ball.
Literally, this is such a great opportunity for him.
Exactly. So there's not really as much on Klay pressure-wise to do everything like he was asked to do in Golden State.
Yeah,
So I think someone like Buddy Hield is now more of a fit for that system.
that it makes sense. That
So
makes sense.
Look, I'm with it. I'll keep
Yeah.
it short and sweet there.
Yeah.
So
What do you think about the Mavs and Klay Thompson?
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think I eventually think Derek Lively steps in for Gafford down the line just because Lively's younger.
Pretty sure he is.
No, Gafford's still starting.
Gafford's starting
Yeah,
still?
Gafford's
Okay,
still
okay.
starting.
yeah, you still give Gafford the benefit of the doubt right now.
Yeah,
Easily.
for now. But if they could make potential moves depth-wise, starting five-wise, they're pretty set. I think they'll be okay. It's, I guess, depending on how Luka plays the rest of the season. Stop looking at my next thing.
Or keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened in this at bat.
It's fine.
Whatever.
Keep it NBA related.
Yeah, but I'm looking at my next topic, so I'm thinking of this player instead of Klay. But Klay, of course, we're not going to see him back like Golden State days because he's playing on a Mavs team that has two guys that want the ball first before he does.
No, I mean, it looks like they're very generous with the ball, though.
Well, I'm sure, yeah, because when you have Klay Thompson.
Luka just got hurt.
How is it serious?
It just said Luka Doncic's leg headed to the locker room.
Is he walking?
I don't know. It's just a status report.
Okay, well,
All right, we'll see.
That's scary.
We shall see. But I mean, if you want, you could segue into your other player that you were going to talk about.
Yeah, so this is a Hornets take, which is you don't see a lot because they're not really relevant right now. Besides this one player,
I'd argue they've been the least relevant team within the decade.
Oh,
yeah,
that might be accurate.
ever since they changed over to the Hornets.
They've been Garbo. Even when they were the Bobcats, they were Garbo.
Yeah.
I like the Bobcats because it just sounded cool.
No, that was ugly.
That was the most oralist team in NBA.
It really was.
Sports history. But
It really was.
What's your overreaction? I think I know where it's headed.
Yeah, so this is about the Ball brothers, specifically LaMelo, and his amazing start to the season. He's averaging 32 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds on 42% three-point shooting and 47 from the field. So I guess the hot take is LaMelo wins Most Improved and gets first-team All-NBA.
Now,
If he's averaging 32, he might be
I don't know
consideration.
if injured players can win Most Improved.
He does. I looked it up.
Okay, so yeah,
They have to be injured they have to play less than 20 games the previous season.
Okay.
And then play 65 plus in the following season.
Okay, fair. I mean, we'll see if he could stay durable. I think All NBA is definitely in the cards if he does, without a doubt. I think he could easily make like third team.
Yeah.
I didn't throw in like Hornets getting play-in just because I don't think they would.
Even if they do, they're going to get blown out like they always do in the in-season tournament, in the play-in, so it doesn't really matter.
If LaMelo sticks with the way he's playing right now, I think they will.
I think actually,
but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think instead of the play-in, I think they could actually maybe get out of their group in the NBA Cup potentially.
The way LaMelo's playing right now, yeah.
Because again, you're looking at a short window with him healthy. We don't know if he's going to stay healthy the whole season.
Oh man, I hope he does, man. He's such a fun player to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all.
No. You guys are writing him off saying LaMelo's not Ja. LaMelo is better than Ja right now.
I never doubted his talent. He's just never on the court.
That's the problem. Yeah,
that was the thing.
We got to see him more. And then I think LaMelo will be better than Ja. If he's healthy, because he's dropping almost triple double. Ja's not dropping almost triple doubles.
Well, Ja's not a playmaker.
Exactly,
LaMelo is. Ja's a pure scorer.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but not bad. I don't mind it. Wow. So let me get into my last overreaction. Let's talk about my Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, so far it's been a lot more different than what I thought. I thought we were just going to get smacked about so far, but we've been competitive.
What's your record?
Every single game. We're 1-2.
Okay.
We're about to be 2-2.
Yeah.
My overreaction is not regarding the team because I still think we're going to falter off later on when we trade everyone. My overreaction is that Cam Thomas is going to win the scoring title this season. So he's averaging 32 points already with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Everyone said he's a cone, and he's not. He's also making at least 4. I think he's average like 4.3 3-points a game, and those are 3 points made. So, and he's shooting about a 46.2% clip from 3-point range right now. His efficiency is also skyrocketed as well. It's increased by like 5%. He's already at like 47, which for a shooting guard, especially a high volume shooter like him, is really good. And yeah, I mean, it's usually the second halves is where Cam Thomas has really kind of stepped into his own. He's averaging like 23 points in the second half of the season. Crazy. So it's been amazing. I mean, I'm seeing the leap in all facets of his game.
Yeah.
So it's really just a joy to watch.
He's ready to get that money. That's what it is.
Absolutely. You bet. He's probably. I think he could literally get $200 million this offseason.
Wow.
So thoughts?
I don't think that's pretty. I could see that because he's going to have the ball in his hands a considerable amount. And since he's already 5th on the scoring list and he's not even that far behind, it's so doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's first right now?
AD
with
32.8.
Okay.
Cam Thomas was first yesterday before all the games happened. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's doable because I see all the other guys dropping off a little bit in points, and I think Cam could probably keep his maybe steady above 28, 29. easily.
Yeah, I think he's going to average 20. I think anywhere from 27 to 29 is my. I think 29 is like my overreaction. I think 27 and a half is kind of my prediction.
What's he shooting from the field?
47%.
47%.
So,
And from three, he's
46.
46.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah, he could low-key fuck around and get a 50, 40, 90 season. You never know.
That's a little too much of an overreaction.
never know.
But hey, Cam does have the green light for sure. So he has more than a green light. Like, he has a forced green light.
Exactly.
It's a deep green.
He's also beating all the allegations. He's not inefficient anymore. He's not a cone. He's a playmaker now.
Yeah.
So he's doing it all.
Okay.
So I'm very happy with his production, and I'm really excited to see how he develops further on in his career. Hopefully next to Cooper Flag next year will be amazing.
Dirty.
Any final thoughts regarding my Brooklyn Nets?
Get your money, Cam.
Yes, sir, baby.
That's
Let's
what I
go.
was gonna say.
What is your final team?
My final team is the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh,
Yeah, so they've had a really bad start to the season. Pretty sure they're 1-3 with a loss last night to the Celtics.
Yep. Imagine losing to the Brooklyn Nets, man. The 2024
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets is crazy.
Yeah, they had it coming though, right, Tyler?
Unfortunately,
They had it coming for them.
yeah. Bucks losses are acceptable. Bucks wins are acceptable for me.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my overreaction to the Bucks is that. No, I don't want to say that.
No, you got to say it, bro.
I was gonna say, no, I'm not gonna say it because that's ridiculous. Instead, I'm gonna say my overreaction to the Bucks is they are gonna be a play-in team.
Oh, that's where I had them. That's fine.
Yeah, but for me, it's an overreaction because I had them in a top three.
He said they were going to be the most dominant team in the NBA.
I did say that.
What was?
Yeah, I
what
did say
what were
that.
you going to say though?
I was gonna say the players, like a couple players, are gonna get injured,
Oh, I think they're going to get traded, not injured.
traded.
Yes.
Who?
Chris Middleton,
And
he's definitely gone.
that's it. Just Chris.
Brooke Lopez,
Brooke.
both of
Yeah.
them are gone by February.
can see that.
I'm so confident of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say a couple guys get injured, but that's not appropriate to say.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah. So instead,
It's not you
The
wishing
Bucks-
it. It's you think it might happen.
I think it might happen,
Yeah.
but still, I don't want to even mention it.
Right.
I don't want to give it no attention.
Respectable.
But they are going to be a play-in team. Unfortunately, I had them top 3. I thought they were going to be the most dominant team. They actually put up a decent fight against the Celtics until the Celtics just turned into the Celtics in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was just unfair. But it was a tight game up until then.
To be fair, it is the Celtics, so like
Yeah, they've played against some tough teams, but it's still it just looks choppy. The offense looks choppy. Like it's productive to a certain extent, but it's not fluid.
Right.
It's not fluid, and that's what you see from teams that are contenders, teams that are dominant. You see the fluidity to the offense. I don't see it for the Bucks, so they're going to be a play-in team simply because they still have Giannis and Dame. That's
Right.
why.
It really depends how long the leash is on Doc. And, even when Doc goes, Darvin Ham is right next. So I don't really necessarily think it will get better. But I do think, I think both coaches are a lot better than people say. But it's not me saying they're great coaches because they're not. But, like, they're not shit. Like, Jock Vaughn is in a whole other category of ass when it comes to coaching. Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers are nowhere near that.
Right.
So I think it just comes down to the two of them just are bad at controlling the locker room. And I think that's been a big issue. We saw it with the Lakers last year with Darvin Ham. Look, I think the Bucks need to make some moves. They're going to have to sacrifice some people, i.e. Chris Middleton. If you were able to sacrifice Drew Holiday, which was probably the dumbest mistake this franchise has ever made by not
Holy,
at least just get him to a third team because you knew Portland was going to flip him. And you knew the Celtics were trying to trade Brogdon because the Clippers trade fell through. So that's been the biggest issue for me with Milwaukee.
Terrible.
So we'll see what happens. I think it could very well happen. You could genuinely see the Knicks and Bucks playing for a spot in the playoffs.
That's pretty
I
crazy.
had and we both I had the meeting in the first round.
Wow.
So
Tyler, you're on it, bro. You really are on it, bro. That's crazy.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But
So
anything from you, Antoine, or
No, I had him. Did I have him in 6th or did I have him in 7th? I think I had him in 6th. So
You had
I am
you had them
perfectly
somewhere there, yeah.
I'm perfectly fine. They're not. They're overhyped. I said like any win against them is great, and they're just not fun to watch. You'll
Not
see.
fun to watch.
You'll see on the watchability tier list.
well, it's the same episode.
Yes.
So
you already saw it. So
yeah.
that is my reason.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been our overreactions. And then honestly, just two very quick tidbits. My overreaction, the Celtics and Thunder are the two next dynasties. I think. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Easily.
for sure.
The Thunder should be title favorites. The Celtics should be the next dynasty. We had to just mention it. I mean, Chet Holmgren's averaging 25 and 14. Like, it's ridiculous. He's averaging 3 assists and 4 blocks as well.
Wow.
So
Chet's better than Wemby.
insane. Well, Chet also is in a much better situation.
Exactly.
So he's being maximized.
Could you imagine Wemby on the Thunder right now?
Oh my god.
That would have been the best team ever to exist.
That would be
man.
insane. But any final thoughts regarding the overreactions?
No, sir. No.
Let's get into shower thoughts.
Let's go.
All right, into the final segment, lads. It's time for shower thoughts, the segment that racks our brains and turns Antoine super sus for absolutely no reason at all. So, weirdly enough, I actually I thought about the shower thoughts question on the toilet. Weirdly enough, so I guess it was kind of close to the shower.
Toilet thoughts.
Yeah. So I was originally going to talk about the fucked up shit Joe Mazzulla said, but I realized that's kind of stupid and unnecessary.
What did he say?
He said that they should bring fights back to the NBA, and they should have power plays and go like 5-on-4 after fouls.
Oh no.
So I'm good with that.
I actually like that.
Look, if you want to use that 2 weeks later, you can.
I will.
All right. So this question is regarding championship teams. And I'll give you some context because it's really interesting. So this has been a reoccurring theme for almost a decade now. And this all started back with the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay? So the Cavs win the championship in 2016. 2 years later, LeBron's gone, and they start a rebuild. The team's completely uncompetitive, and it's all just kind of downhill, right? The 2017 Golden State Warriors, arguably the greatest team ever assembled, right? One of the greatest championship teams of all time. 2 years later, they don't even make the bubble because they were so bad. I think Steph got hurt midway through the season. So that happened, right? They win the championship in 2018. 2 seasons later, they also didn't make the playoffs. They were eliminated in the play-in by both the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Remember, they lost those 2 straight games. So that happens. The 2019 Raptors, 2 seasons later, they missed the playoffs. We go to the bubble. The 2020 Lakers win the championship. 2 years later, they missed the playoffs. 2021, the Milwaukee Bucks fluked their way to the championship. Yeah, I'm going to stand on business there. 2 seasons later, they lose to an 8 seed in the first round. One of the rare teams to actually play well in the regular season that year. The 2022 Golden State Warriors, 2 years later, which was this past season, they got eliminated in the play and they lost to Sacramento. And the 2023 Denver Nuggets were now this is 2 years after winning the championship, and they're off to a very rough start.
Ooh.
So let's talk about the aftermath of winning a championship.
Okay.
Why is it so disastrous 2 seasons after? So whoever wants to start can start.
I think a few things factor into it. Because, of course, the winning the championship part, going into the next season, you're already on a high stool. You're like, we won. We want to be back to back.
Right.
But, like, we also won. So the urgency for the players, I guess, is not really as much, which is sad to say. It should be there.
Well, keep in mind, it's not
But,
the very next season. It's the season after.
Yeah.
So 2 years after.
I think it's a factor because players are getting older, 2 years older precisely. The league catches up to championship teams within that window. So their style of play is not different 2 years ago, unless it is, but most likely it's the same as 2 years ago.
That's kind of what I was talking about.
And the league catches up, as we said before. And I guess also the urgency from players. Also, players tend to get rewarded with contracts after championship years. So since now they also have received their money, they're comfortable and they're not playing for a contract as soon as possible within a year or two. They're kind of set for 4-5 years. So the urgency for
They're
that.
not hungry.
Exactly. The
Their
hungriness.
appetite is satisfied.
They're satisfied with the ring because that's all they wanted. They want the ring. But multiple rings is a lot of work, I guess, to repeat. Multiple rings is a lot. And
I think you said it right there.
Some guys do not care for the multiple ring status, which is concerning. we could be seeing it with the Celtics this year. Hopefully.
No, next year. Because this
Well,
is
no,
the
multiple
season
rings.
after.
But if we're
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
the multiple rings, it'll continue with the Celtics. But
Right, yeah.
it's been a different champion every year since the Cavs.
Since the
No,
Warriors.
The Warriors. What am I saying?
Yeah.
The Warriors. So, of course, that Warriors team, I think, was the best team in our generation.
Right.
And they, of course, wanted it a lot more in their window because the NBA in that time was not even close to where
Right.
they were
100%.
at all. Now, I feel like now teams are getting a lot closer, a lot quicker.
A lot better.
I.e. the Thunder.
Yeah.
Better. I.e. the Thunder. Timberwolves.
Celtics.
They're young players. Celtics. Well, the Celtics are champions.
They've always been there.
Nuggets, yeah. The West caught up to the Nuggets.
No.
OKC, Minnesota, Mavs. Phoenix was kind of there. They're kind of there. The East, who's going to catch up to the Celtics now? Is it the Cavs? Is it Philly? Is it us, the Knicks? I don't think so. Probably Milwaukee's on a stinker.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of those factors I said combined into one. I think it goes all back to mentality for the players. It could be burnt out. It's a lot. It's a mental. I think it's all back to the mental, how they carry themselves. And I think also the players and the league and coaches catching up to them because of analytics and everything else.
Yeah.
That they didn't have back in the day during, I guess, the Warriors' time, the Cavs' time.
It's a good way to put
the
it.
Heatles' time. Stats are very different now. Like Tyler always says, stats we have no idea what they are.
Right.
Right.
But teams look at that
No, yeah.
now.
I think you put it in a really good way because you said it's both. Teams are catching up to those championship teams because they're probably doing the same thing that got them to the championship 2 years prior. So they're catching up to them. They're realizing how they play. They're adjusting correctly. Players have gotten better. NBA as a whole gets better. I feel like every year almost. And and then number two was it's a lot of work, and it takes a toll on your body to go to the playoffs, and then not only that, but go to the finals every year. That takes a huge toll on your body to be back to back or to three-peat. That's insane. That's an insane amount of mileage on your body, and it's rough. And I would say it's more so mentally task taking. What's the word?
Draining.
Mentally
Draining.
Yeah.
Mentally, it's more so mentally draining than physically. I feel like almost. So it's rough. I like the way you put that.
Yeah,
those 2 points are number one right there.
I think the players don't want to deal with the stress that comes with the finals run because media, fans, coach stress, you're in the spotlight. It's sad to kind of say that, but
I
players
disagree. I think players don't mind that because I feel like most of the times players are locked into the moment. They can care less about the media or what's going on.
yeah,
around.
I could say it affects their mental health. It's draining.
Okay, maybe it does. Yeah.
It's draining.
It is draining. I think what's draining about it is, let's say you're a championship team and you're so hungry to win that first championship, and then you win it, and then you have to do it again the next year, and you realize, wow, that was a lot of work I did, but I'm not as hungry as I was last year.
Right.
So now it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now my tank is on low, and I have to do it again,
Right.
and then I have to do it again.
I'm very
That's the part that's
curious
draining.
with the Celtics and if OKC does go all the way this year with this young team with draft picks still coming their way soon.
Right.
And 2 years from now, if they're just going to completely downfall or
Who?
somewhat
OKC.
OKC, if they win this year in 2 years with their draft picks and guys coming in still with their draft picks, if they're going to considerably fall amount or if they're going to be in that same area of contention with 1 to 3 seeds. I think Boston, it's going away where eventually that team is going to be blown up because of all the CBA stuff going on. That team eventually is going to be back to rebuilding. This is their window. Once the rebuilding comes along, then you're back in purgatory. It's a cycle of running an NBA team and a team in general.
They're going to sell the team too when they get to that point because they'll be so far into the second apron that they're going to have to forfeit draft picks if they don't make trades or anything
Yeah.
like that. What are your thoughts on this, Gio?
Can you repeat the question?
Just what's the deal with championship teams? Everything's just disastrous 2 seasons or in their second season after.
I think Anthony put it in every way. I think like I was saying earlier, mentally it's super draining.
Yeah.
And I always go back to Michael Jordan because he was the only player to three-peat twice.
Yeah.
So it's like the amount of mental fortitude and the mental strength you have to do that is unimaginable. Like we can't even realize, like we have no idea what it takes mentally to do that, because before you do anything physically, it's a mental battle first.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan, he would probably wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and work out before he would do his actual workout with the team. You know,
that sounds ass.
Like that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Like the normal person would not do that. It's
No.
because they're not there mentally.
Right.
But it takes that type of crazy, that type of psycho to win. You know what I mean?
You need to be insane.
Normal people don't do that.
No.
And normal NBA teams don't do that. That's why you see the teams that three-peat. We can go to the Lakers in the 2000s with Kobe and Shaq. Kobe's a psycho. That's why they were able to three-peat like that. And it's also that winning mentality, that winning gene. And people say that all the time, but I really think it's a gene. I really think some people have it, some people don't. And guys like Kobe, they have it. They can turn it up in the playoffs no matter how drained they are. They always find a way to turn it up to another level because they want to win that bad.
Right.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah, the work ethic of Kobe just unmatched.
Yeah.
That's a big factor of, why they went so far.
Yeah.
And wanting it more than everybody else.
Right.
Right.
It's wanting it more. And teams nowadays, I feel like I haven't seen a player. I mean, and I'm being serious here, I think Anthony Edwards is that player. I really think he is. I think he's that player that has that mentality. He just has to grow into that a little bit more.
Right.
But I think he's that guy that can take it to the next level in the playoffs. He's that guy that's kind of crazy where he wants to win. That's it.
It's not him.
It's not him.
It's Victor Wembanyama.
You think it's Vic?
Oh, bro. Vic is insane, bro.
I don't know if it's
If you
Vic.
see his workout regimen and everything, it's ridiculous.
He might have a cute workout regimen, but is he a psycho?
He's a psycho.
Okay.
This dude rolled his ankle touching the floor,
Yeah.
and just got up like nothing happened.
Okay.
Like this dude he's an alien.
So you think
Like,
it's Vic?
It's Vic, 100%.
I'm willing to bet that it's Anthony Edwards.
It could be both.
It could be both.
It's Vic.
Man, the future of the NBA is so bright.
We're in good hands. It could be Aura Man. We never know.
Yeah, it could be Aura Man. It
But
could be.
I think in modern NBA, it's very team dependent on what happens. Because kind of looking through these teams, like the Warriors aged, right? Obviously, you lost KD to the injury and everything like that. And then you get into the Lakers. You could say what you want about that ring being legit or not. It's just they made a bad decision getting rid of their depth after not winning the season after.
Right.
And then, the Bucks and Warriors, it was just a perfect season, perfect circumstances kind of got them where they are. The Nuggets just had such a top-heavy roster under big contracts that the CBA just put them in a stranglehold. They couldn't get out of it. With Boston, they're in the position where the starting five can also, be lackadaisical, but that bench is young, and it's like Peyton Pritchard's someone super hungry. Like his only points in the NBA Finals over the past 2 finals he's played in were half-court bombs. Like it's ridiculous. So, and just like with the Thunder, like they're young, they're hungry, and then anyone who's not hungry, they have so many draft picks they can trade for more, and more players come in.
Yeah.
So I think I'm curious to see what happens. We'll see what the Nuggets do. I think they need to make a move. And same with these previous teams like the Bucks and Warriors. Like they have to shake up the rosters, because if the roster stagnates, then, the play will as well. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. But
Yeah.
not bad.
That was a good question.
This
I
was
like
some
the
good
question.
dialogue.
Yeah.
I thought about it last night because I was like, why are the Nuggets so bad to start off this year? And I was like, have every champion been like that? And it turns out in recent history it has.
Interesting.
Wow.
So I'm
Very
curious to see what happens to the Celtics next season.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens this year, because we saw the Warriors repeated in 17 and 18, and 19, 20, 20, 21 was garbage for both seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
The Bucks were the only team to actually play well the 2 regular seasons afterwards, and then they lost to an 8 seed. So that's kind of what it is. But any final thoughts regarding today's shower thoughts?
Oh, sorry.
No.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, with that brings us to the end of episode number 29 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Guys, we're almost 30. We're getting there.
That's crazy.
But Gio, it's that time. For those that are still with the flow of the video, what do they comment at home?
Comment down swish.
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 All net.
Something that
okay?
Russ never does.
No. It's something that we're going to see a lot from Russell Westbrook going forward.
All right.
I'm predicting that.
We're going to see a lot of that.
I'm prophesying.
We're going to see a lot of that from Cam Thomas.
Okay, we might. He's averaging 32, so
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, fair
I just
enough.
remember I was like, imagine like Cam Thomas is like a dark horse for face of the league. You attacked me.
Not yet.
You said face of the league.
Soon.
That's
For the
a little
future.
stretch.
If he leads the league in
Nah.
scoring this year, you don't think later on in his career he could be?
He never
It's
will
possible.
be.
Hey, we'll
Never,
see.
Mark my
He
words, he will never be the face.
He
of
does
the league.
play in New York, so
He does.
it's possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible, but he's not.
Hey, we'll see. But yeah, that was essentially today's episode. Next week, you guys should know what's happening. We're going to be predicting all 6 groups for the in-season tournament, or the Emirates NBA Cup. So we'll do all of that next week. We got another tier list next week. You'll see what it is, though, when the time comes. And yeah, if any other interesting news stories or any other injuries happen, then we'll kind of see. Also, good news: the Nuggets closed the lead to 1.
Told you, bro.
So let's go.
What did I
Let's
say?
go. I just want to lose and tank in peace while being competitive. I'm
What's
happy
Russ
with it.
doing?
I don't know.
He still has 8
He
points.
hasn't, yeah, he
Stop
hasn't,
the
he hasn't
cap,
checked
bro.
in.
He has 16.
Okay, yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, closing in on 3.5K. If you're on Spotify, any audio platforms, give us 5 stars, answer the polls, follow us on there, follow our socials, link down below, get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. And yeah, is there anything else from YouTube before we head on out for the week?
Peace.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. And guys, guess what? We will see you all next week in episode number 30. Peace out.